In 3, 2, 1, starting on Rumble, Instagram, go live. 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Nope, there it is. Live. Show.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody, it should be working absolutely perfect. Go to the live show now, and it should downgrade based on your signal. So if you have shitty internet connection, you shouldn't be having any more video problems like you did last night. Take a look. It's actually streaming from YouTube. Let me take off the overlays. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. We got audio?
I don't. Oh, I need to take.
Yes, we do. We're green. All right.
Go.
Let me go into Rodecaster Pro. Let me just set notify on Facebook, and we're ready to hit it. Folks, I think you can sign in now. You can use Facebook. You can use Rumble. Or Facebook. Mom, tell them what they can do.
You can use Rumble, Facebook,
Not
X,
Rumble. No. To sign into the website.
Oh, to sign in. Sorry. You can use X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Tell them where to go, baby, so they know where to watch.
You're going to go to thedumbshow.com/live.
Okay, now introduce everything what we're talking about so
Sorry,
I can go to work.
I'm trying to get logged in. All right, so it looks like the Lindsay Clancy case is closing, so we'll go over a few things of that. Jelly Roll versus Trump, not the donut, the singer. El-Sayed versus Jesse Waters. This one was actually pretty funny. I enjoyed watching that on the 5 tonight. That was great. The womanhood claim. I'm going to assume that has something to do with Lindsay Clancy and
actually no, it's a guy. It's a stupid TV show where the person's like, I'm a trans male to her boyfriend, and it's like, oh, it's so stupid.
Gotcha. The Texas Roadhouse race bait. Apparently, there's a rumor going around.
6 seconds, Liv.
People are not happy. And then Dolly Parton is remembered.
Yep,
she passed away today.
We'll be back, folks. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Amber May's on tonight. Should be a great. Oh, we have 30 seconds. Sorry.
Yes.
Amber May's on tonight. Folks, go to thedumbshow.com/live. If you have not had a chance, please do it. It will take you to a very special place. And that is where you can join chat and be with the dummies. A lot of people used it last night, and they liked it. I think the cool thing is that it is working tonight. You can sign in with Facebook. You can sign in with X. You can sign in with Google. And I fixed all the chat bugs, and I think it should be streaming fast. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
Not all.
Huh?
Pop-out chat's not working.
Hold on. Yes, it is.
It's not popped out.
Okay, hold on. You got to hit open window. Hey, put it back in. A little bit, refresh.
Hey guys, Barry Morgenstein, America's headshot photographer, coming to you from my New York City studio. Great friend of the Dumb Show. It is now time to put down the camera because it's almost 7 p.m. and I'm gonna watch the coolest, the most real and raw show on the internet. It's on every night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the coolest guys, Matt, Olivia, Leeroy, and Amy. You guys have to tune in to see it. It's gonna be something incredible every night. Check it out.
The Dumpster has a 5-star rating, a diamond transparency award, and over 500 reviews. Thousands of shirts, coffee, books, and hats sold. We don't sell crap. We sell stuff built to last. Shop now at thedumbshow.com.
Welcome, everybody. Liv is going to tell you who is here tonight, who will be here for the upcoming week. She's got 30 seconds. Go.
Yes, all right. Miss Amber May, or Amber May Hilliker. I'm so sorry. I'll have to tell you about the nickname I gave you.
She probably watched
later.
the show. Go ahead.
She's in the house in the green room. Scott Lloyd had to postpone his appearance, so he will be here next Tuesday. So he will still be in the house next Tuesday. Damani Felder will be here on September 4th, next Friday. In the house, in studio, Matt Purdy and Olivia Rondeau will be here next Monday, the 7th. And then Cynthia Scott will be here on the 11th.
All right, everybody, listen, we got $300 on the board. We are going to move to Amber May Hilliker as soon as we get everything up on the board. There it is. Dumb Show Overtime is getting reset. Remember, our goal is 300. It pays for cool little things and all cool little toys like we will show you in just a second. I want to give everyone an update. First, we want to say hello to Amber, and then I'll give you a quick update. Hello, Amber May. How are you?
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. No problem. It's awesome to have you on the show. You get to see the craziness of us setting up this damn thing before, and it's a little intense with two people, but we do a pretty good job, and we didn't kill each other, so that's good. Tell everybody about you, if you would not mind, as I switch you over to the other side, so I can put your credentials up, if it's okay. But tell everyone about you, where you're from, where they can find you, please.
Yeah, you can find me right here on Rumble at the Amber May Show. I went to school to be a journalist. I got a job after graduating at an AM station here in the Valley, and I did that up until I had children. And then I quit a job that I loved to do another job that I love so much. I had a lot of infertility issues. So when we were married 8 years before I finally was able to have a baby. And so I got to do another job that I loved. And then God called me back into doing this. And I've been on Rumble ever since. So it's been an exciting ride. And I've been meeting friends along the way. And so I'm excited to become your guys' friend.
Yeah. So your husband's a deputy, yeah?
Yeah.
And how did you find
Batman? You want to know why I am married to Batman? You can't have another explanation except this. Okay. There's a lot of similarities between my husband and Batman. They both have a utility belt. They both fight crime. They both have a car dedicated to fighting crime. They both have a phone line dedicated to the police. And so there's no other logical explanation you can have except that I am married to Batman.
Does he ever skip leg day?
Never.
Then he is most assuredly Batman. Yeah, he's Batman. I mean, that's open and shut to me. If he didn't skip leg day, then he's Batman. That's just the way it works, because nobody skips leg day. Who would be pretending to be Batman? That's it. So where are you at? What state are you in?
I'm in Arizona.
Oh, cool. That's right. I remember that. All right. So you're in Arizona. You're going to be with us today.
Maricopa County, baby.
Where in Maricopa?
Where in Maricopa? Yeah.
In Phoenix. I'm in the Phoenix area. You could just call me Amber May. That's fine.
We used to live in northern Phoenix on Carefree Highway, right below Anthem. So, yeah.
What made you guys leave?
Money, jobs.
Yeah. The company he was working for was in the process of going bankrupt, so they moved us to New Mexico against our will. I did not want to go. Trust me.
Olivia was pregnant.
I was pregnant with Hayden.
It wasn't against our will, really. They just basically made the offer, do it or else, and we needed the insurance because we weren't going to have a baby without insurance, and there we are.
Sounds like a voluntold type thing.
Exactly.
That's very much. And I learned a long time ago in the Navy, never again volunteer yourself. All right, everyone is all right. So let's just do a little housekeeping. It sounds like everyone's happy. Oh wow, I have no idea what I just did, but it is a new way to watch, and it was so easy. Everyone is I told you I'd have it fixed. So your stream should be coming in either 240p, 480p, 720p, or 1080p. Which is broadcasted from YouTube, and it looks really good. I'm watching it in 1080p. It's not as good as Spreely because that's broadcasting in 4K, but it looks pretty damn good.
Majority of our YouTube audience is over there because there's no one on YouTube right now.
So here's what I need you guys to do. Here are the additions that we've done. We have an open pop-out window now, so if you want to have chat in a different window and watch on a different channel, you can still enjoy the Don't Unfriend Me chat and watch it somewhere else. We have your profile. If you sign in with Facebook, with X, or YouTube, it's going to use your photograph and go ahead and put your name in there, just like on your social media, so we know who you are. Soon, all chats will integrate. You'll see Rumble here, Facebook here, X here, Instagram. Everything will be here. That's tomorrow's work. But the cool thing is that if you take a look, the donate button now has a pop out. So if you hit the donate button, you don't have to leave the show when you donate. If you look at the top, there's a muted button. If you don't have any sound, that's why. Every show is muted when you log in, no matter what. And the reason why is I don't want it just hitting you in the ears. The next thing, if you look below that, there is a heart, favorite, and bookmark on the show. You don't need to use that now. That's not going to work because this is a live show. But if you scroll down, you now have your own personal favorites. All the shows are there. You can bookmark your favorite shows. You can look at your recently watched, and then you also will get You Might Like, which based on your viewing history will pick other videos similar. So if you watch one video about Iran, there'll be 7 other videos that you can pick from Iran. You can do searches on that. And then if you look, each one of those has a bookmark star there, and it'll be in your bookmarks. Just go ahead in the top right-hand corner, hit the bookmark, any of the shows you love to watch. This is going to continue to grow. We're doing amazing things at the Don't Unfriend Me show, and we've got more coming. So enjoy the show. Watch it on this. Enjoy the chat. If you haven't checked it out, thedumbshow.com/live. Go there now. All right, Amber, are you ready to have some fun?
I'm ready.
So did you hear about the nickname I accidentally gave you?
Yes,
Okay.
I think I caught the end of that show or the end of that segment. And it's funny because when I was a little girl, a cousin called me hamburger. So it happens, you know.
I don't know how.
It could have been worse. Oh,
So you're officially the Hamburglar now.
there you go.
That's yeah, or
It's one of the characters Batman's gonna have to go after, so that's fine. That's all right.
There
I
we
don't mind
go.
being
There we go.
with
That
Batman.
sounds like a movie. I don't know if that's X-rated or not. Just real quick, some people are saying it's choppy. Now, the reason why it might be choppy is because your signal might be in between qualities. So it will down convert to 240p, 480p, 720p, and 1080p based upon your connection. So if your connection's really screaming good, it's going to be 1080p. If it's bad, it's going to be 240p. Just let the internet do its thing. It's just like watching on YouTube. So if it's choppy here, it's choppy on YouTube. That's just the way it's going to work. Okay. All right, let's rock and roll. Jen McCarver says, rest in peace, Dolly. Such a beautiful soul and a legend. Well, that's a good place to start. Let's just start there. Your first memory of Dolly Parton, Amber.
Islands in the Stream, first memory.
Yeah, Kenny
My
Rogers,
aunt-
right?
Yes, and my aunt not a singer professionally, but she likes to sing and she's good at it. And her then husband at the time would go and record songs together, and that was one of them that they would play. I was young. I was like 4 when they played that song, and I fell in love with it mostly because my aunt sang it, and I just loved my aunt so much. And then it was everywhere on the radio, and so that was my very first memory of Dolly Parton. And Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers, they made a great pair. I thought they were a great duo together, and I enjoyed seeing them perform.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Liv?
To be completely honest, my mom or dad did not listen to country music. So the first time I ever remember hearing about Dolly Parton was some boys in elementary school talking about her big boobs.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty much
Maybe that's
the first time I'd ever heard of who she was.
Maybe that's the first time I heard about her, too.
So I didn't really know any of her music till I was older. But
yeah.
kind of sad. But yeah, my parents were not country music people.
Yeah, I mine was a little bit different. So my first, I had a crush on Diane Cannon. If you guys don't remember her, she was in Cannonball Run, and she was just this very eccentric. I mean, surprisingly enough, she has very similar hair to Amber May, and curly-haired women were not hugely popular in the 70s and the 80s. Yes, they had perms, but it was like Barbra Streisand had it, you know. And Diane Cannon had this beautiful flowing hair. I just was in love with her. And I remember watching 9 to 5, the movie with Dabney Coleman. Yeah. And Lily Tomlin. And who was the other? Jane Fonda. And it was such a great movie. Like it just the music, cup of ambition, run, pour yourself alive. Just good song, and it was great music. And then of course I remember Islands in the Stream, and I remember Six Pack, which was a movie with Diane Lane, who I had a huge crush on when Kenny Rogers was in it. Of course, we love The Gambler. So it just seemed that Dolly would always come up once in a while and make great songs. Jolene was amazing, and I love that. So yeah, big fan of Dolly Parton. Here's her family's message. I figured I would share it with you guys tonight. This just came out in regards to Dolly's amazing life of 80 years. Here it is.
Hey everyone, my name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
Wow.
He sounded very emotional.
Oh yeah, what a beautiful tribute. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many times it's really rare to see a family do that, you know.
Yeah.
And usually what you get is a message of please, you know, provide us some privacy during these times. This is an extremely challenging time, but knowing how much she was loved, I think that was the focus of people, or that family, is to make sure that they shared that. I thought it was great. Anything else about Dolly Parton? I guess one of the things that I would want to mention that I absolutely adored about her is that she stayed out of politics, and she didn't do the thing of constantly getting into the fray. She wasn't a big Donald Trump fan, and that's okay. She doesn't have to be, but she was always able to go ahead and just kind of stay above the fray with any president, and I admired that. Anything else? Anybody have a song or anything else that maybe we're forgetting? Please let us know.
I went 2 years ago to Dollywood and I took a tour because they have a place at Dollywood with all her memorabilia stuff, like things that she wore, and all the outfits that she ever wore on stage were hand done. Every rhinestone, every sequence. So she had tailors make all of her on-stage performing desk, and we got to on stage performing, and so everything was custom made. And girl, she was super tiny. Olivia, she was like that wide. I mean, she was super tiny. We got to see her outfits just hanging on a mannequin, and then we also got to tour her tour bus, and that was a really fancy tour bus, and it was really cool to see some of the things up close and personal that Dolly used on a regular basis when she was performing.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's kind of neat, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
I wouldn't mind going to Dollywood at some point. That'd
Well,
be fun.
It's fun. It's a very fun theme park. And what's really neat is one time I went to Tennessee and my uncle lived in Nashville, and he took me by her house and said she has a chapel on her property. And she also had a church at Dollywood. And we went to the chapel, and they held Sunday service every Sunday at Dollywood. So anyone who wanted to go could attend church at Dollywood.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, I watched a movie about her life a handful of years ago, and it
yeah,
was.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was about when she was little. It was about when she was a little girl. It was can't remember about the rhinestone shoes or something. I can't remember what it was called, but it was about when she was a little girl and how many siblings she had and how they lived in a 1-bedroom house, and that the two things that stood out to me were her mother was pregnant. It was I don't know, like the 11th or 12th kid, and she lost the baby, and it was a little boy, and how much she mourned. Dolly Parton mourned her little brother. And then also that they all wanted to, because her mom didn't have a real ring, and they wanted to, so they went and took all the canning stuff, all the food that she had canned, and sold it, and made a bunch of stuff and sold it so they could help their dad buy an actual diamond ring for their mom, because they felt that she deserved it. And they did. And then that winter, their dad was out doing something, and a huge snowstorm came, and they got snowed in, and they had no heat and then no food because all the canning food was gone. They almost all died until someone was able to dig them out. But yeah, so I mean, she lived a very interesting life.
Yeah.
So
that's incredible.
Yep. So it was a pretty neat movie. But
If you guys are looking in your chat and going, where's everybody? What happened? Well, they're still here. They're just over at thedumbshow.com live, which is the new way to watch the show. Full chat integration. Everybody's in their chat right now and talking. You have no idea how excited I am and how smooth this is going. Everybody is in there, and it was so easy. People who are computer illiterate are like, it was so easy tonight. I just hit sign in with Facebook or sign in with Twitter or sign in with my email, and I'm right there. Go and get your account set up, thedumbshow.com/live, and it'll be there tomorrow. It'll be there next week. It'll be there next month. And people always ask, how do I donate? It's one button. It's right there. It comes in a pop-up window. Go take a look. We're spending a lot of time on it.
And speaking of donations, we are accepting donations throughout the show because Miss Amber May will be with us the whole time.
Amber's full-time right now. We're not even doing a special guest thing. We're not going to do her life story or anything. That might come at another time. But tonight we just wanted her on so she can be on the show and you guys can experience her. You can get her. Where else can they get you? On Rumble. What's your tag or what's your URL?
The Amber May Show. So rumble.com/the Amber May Show. I'm on the Faith and Freedom Network. I'm on UG Media, Massive.media, Liberty Heritage Radio. You can find me on Podbean. You could go to theambermayshow.com and find out everywhere that you can find the show.
Awesome. We're going to put that link in our chat, which will be clickable, unlike other shows, and we don't get censored too. We're also thinking, I'm just letting you know, is instead of doing a half-hour overtime, I'm thinking of putting a $5 a month tag on this, and then we're going to start the show a half hour early. So $5 a month, you get a half hour extra show. We're thinking about it. We don't know, but we might. But then again, we might not. Yeah. We're figuring it out. We're trying to come up with something. One of my favorite Dolly songs, Lucy McCullough, is He's Alive, performed at the CMA Awards years ago. I haven't heard it, but for some reason I just got goosebumps. So I'll definitely have to listen to it. Dawn, welcome to the new page. Let's go ahead and kick over to this. Customer service terrorism. This is something that I tried to preach to people went back in the retail days. Is one of the things I took most seriously is running markets, regions, VP. No, not a paywall. That's not a paywall. I don't consider that a paywall at all. It's 30 minutes of us just kind of BSing and chatting. I'm thinking about it. I didn't say I don't. Even if it is a paywall, it's not the same regular show. You get the regular show. This is 30 minutes just to kind of interact with everybody and hang out together a little bit. We're thinking about it. We've got to figure out how to expand, and we're coming up with some new things. But right now we're sticking with overtime. So let's not worry about that. Let's just donate so we hit overtime. But the customer service terrorism, it's people who literally are so bad at customer service that they ensure customers never come back. And customer service terrorism happens. And there's a poem, not really a poem. It's more of just like a dissertation about the retail customer. And it's like, I'm the retail customer that doesn't say anything in line when the wait is 25 minutes. I'm the retail customer when you ignore me or you won't help me with my bags to my car that I do it myself. I'm the retail customer that doesn't worry about the price that you just marked up because the sale ended. And then when I ask for that price, you don't give it to me. And I'm also the person who was ignored by 12 different people while I was waiting and looking for help in a section. But you know who else I am? I'm also the customer that never comes back. So here is a video of a perfect example of customer service terrorism. Here it is.
Seriously?
I am dead
cussing
serious.
at me?
I am dead serious. Get the fuck out of my lobby.
What? Can I have my receipt,
Get
please?
the fuck out of my lobby.
Give
Since
me
it
my
wasn't
receipt.
clear. Okay, you can go ahead and have Westport Security escort you out.
Give me my receipt.
You don't get everything that you want, sweetheart, when you act like this.
Like, when I act like what? You took my money, so give me a receipt. There's no receipt on my account.
You can get your receipt from Marriott.
You are Marriott.
I am not Marriott.
Yeah, this is a Marriott property.
This is an AC hotel. Call Marriott support.
Yeah, exactly,
Oh,
Marriott.
she's gonna get fired.
Can I have my receipt, please?
No, you may not.
You're gonna take my money and not give me a receipt and then
You
cuss
can get
at me?
your receipt from
I did not
Marriott.
cuss at you at all. You're spewing profanities and you won't give me my receipt.
Ma'am, this behavior does not get you what you want in life. So it's your choice. Exit the premises
God.
willingly or by force.
Okay,
That's completely up
so
to
you're
you.
threatening me? I'm asking you for my receipt and I'm leaving. Can I have my receipt, please?
You can get it from Marriott, yeah.
Mike, I'm going to assume and guess that she has been fired.
Nothing as of yet. I haven't heard anything yet. I haven't heard anything yet, but of course I could have missed it, and that's possible. But let me explain it quickly, just my perspective on this is not only are you going to get fired and you're going to have to explain the gap in your resume. Like, what if she was only there for 3 months? Now, that's okay when you're 16 and you first start a job. But when you're 25, 26, 28, 32, that gap for 3 months to a year, or whatever it is going to be questioned. And if you lie, understand this, that they're going to run your Social Security through private checkers, and they're going to find out every single job you've worked at anyway. Every HR department has access to that, and they know based upon your Social Security number. So it will be there. And if you have a 7-month gap, you're going to have to lie. And when you lie and say, oh, well, I was just trying to grow as a human being, they're going to be like, oh, really? Well, what about the Marriott Hotel? They won't say that. They won't ask that, but they'll know, and they know you're a liar and you won't get hired. So not only are you putting that forever mark, but now this is global. And now millions of people know your face. And good luck getting hired at all, because when they type in your name, that is going to come up for the rest of your life.
Especially in the customer service or the hospitality industry.
Exactly.
Because holy wow. Yeah. I was in customer service for years. I was in not technically hospitality, but I did property management. So I had to deal not only with customers, but residents. And I got real good at putting a smile on my face and pretty much telling someone to F off without actually telling them to F off. And they would leave happy. So, I mean,
right.
you got to learn the art of it without actually saying it. But yeah, dude, was she like 25?
I don't know, but Marriott's
God.
are renowned for this. Amber, your thoughts on this? You've I know you probably got an opinion on this.
I can't believe she swore at a customer. I mean, that's like 101, right? In any profession, 101, you do not swear at the customer or your boss for that matter. Nowadays, I don't think there's a respect issue. Even I don't think like the same in the military or police. I think now even people nowadays, the millennials will question their superior officer. And it's very frustrating because when my husband was getting up there and within the academy, and then all the years he's been serving on the force, like he never back talked to supervisors. And now that he's a supervisor, they question him like, who are you? So I think even I would say she would probably even swear at her boss if she had the opportunity to, and like, you don't do that kind of stuff. And these days, you used to go out, maybe party, drink, the night before, go out dancing with friends. You showed up the next day at work. You don't call in sick. These people, they call in sick because they have a hangover. No, you caused the hangover. You need to get to your butt to the job. Everybody else got gone before you. That went out dancing, went out drinking the night before they showed up for work.
They call and bitching and complain when they have to work over 20 hours a week.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
just they're insane. Remember that video of the dude who worked at Starbucks?
Yeah, yeah.
Who complained that I worked 15 hours this week. We need a break. We're overworked. I'm like, are you freaking serious?
Yeah,
my God.
it's just like the best way that I can describe it is you're not being paid to have a personality of your own. You're being paid to have the personality that they tell you to have. And there are certain jobs where you get to be that way. Bartending, you can be that way all day to customers. No, I'm not going to serve you another drink. Now go fuck yourself. That's completely acceptable in most bars across America. How do I know? Because I've done it. But it's not okay when you already work for a very shitty hotel industry, because Marriott is horrible. Like, one of the best customer service ever is Hilton and Hampton Inn and owned by the same, by the way, are both fantastic. But even the Waldorf Astoria has dropped in its customer service ratings, and it used to be rated as one of the best. In fact, it was Apple, Tiffany's, and Waldorf Astoria were three of the best. And it's changed. One of the highest now is actually a place where we get our pet food, and I don't remember what's it called.
Pet Supplies Plus.
No, the one we order from.
Oh, Chewy.
Chewy.
Oh yeah, Chewy's
Chewy.com has one of the
fantastic.
highest customer service ratings in retail and .com history.
Because they don't argue with anything you say. When our dog is the pickiest eater alive. I think in a matter of 3 months we probably spent $500 on different foods because the dog wouldn't eat. So finally she found a food that she ate for like a week straight. We're like, yes. So I ordered a big bag of it going, we've got it. And like 2 days after I got the bag, she stopped eating it. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Isn't that like
seriously.
our kids, Olivia?
So I called Chewy and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but my picky dog won't eat this food anymore. And we just ordered it. Is there any way I can return it? And they're like, well, refund it. And I'm like, can I return it? And they're like, just go donate it to a local pet shelter.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah, that's great.
okay, thanks. And there's no questions asked. They are amazing customer service. I can never say enough good things about them.
James Cody, I'm glad you're back. You should be here, and don't let some stupid asshat like myself send you away. That was. I was trying to be funny that night. It didn't work out, and I screwed up, and I tried to post on your Facebook and apologize. I don't know if it came across, but do me a favor, man. Go over to thedumbshow.com live. You might be wondering where everybody's at. Most people are over there. What's great is that our numbers on Facebook are going up. So I have a feeling that is a good thing. So by taking viewers away that are normally there, that may hit the algorithm differently, and they might try to give me more viewers to fill that throttle or whatever it is, or a max cap that I have on. So this is the most we've had in a while. So please do me a favor. Go over to thedumbshow.com/live and join us. We would appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm quoting Waiting over on Rumble right now because Debbie's like, oh, we were just talking about the movie Waiting.
Awesome. Oh, let's not have that right over Amber May. Yes. Sandra Casey donated $11. My favorite people, Mr. Matt, Miss Olivia. And let's not forget Amber May. She's pretty cool too. Thank you very much, Sandra, for the donation. Let's go into something else. List of women killing their kids. Amber, I know you're going to have an opinion on this. And you know, well, if you surf my channel outside of Rumble, I don't have a lot of presence on Rumble outside of the live. But I've got a pretty big opinion. In fact, this opinion has been seen as of now 11.6 million times. In fact, a lady made a video. I don't think you've been over to our Facebook, but if you go over there, you'll figure it out. It's huge. Like, we have one of the biggest accounts on Facebook as far as podcasts, in like amateur-based podcast. It's pretty good. How are they
doing that? Because I've been shadow banned on Facebook. YouTube doesn't like my content. They reinstated me after Donald Trump, but I started reposting there. They started taking my shows down. So all I can do is like short videos, and even some of those get shadow banned. You are so blessed. I'm glad that they're not doing that to you.
No, they were doing that. They still do it to us.
This is our third YouTube channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, YouTube. My TikTok went to 98,000 and was banned in 72 hours. YouTube went viral, and we gained like 1,700, and then they just shut us down. And then I went back on and got it to like 27. And we're talking within days, gone again. Facebook tried it with us. I'm pretty good at writing letters. And I also never got into the conspiracy theory stuff. I shut down the J6 and the stolen election shit because I have an opinion on it, but mine's actually based. COVID, I didn't tell people not to get the vaccine. What I told people is that I'm not a doctor and you should talk to your doctor. And I'm not going to pretend I'm a doctor, but here's my opinion on what I won't do. I'm not going to have my kids do it. So I never skirted the line. I've said some pretty controversial shit if you watch the show. But I got big enough where they couldn't do it anymore. And they're leaving me alone. And even though they're not letting my live grow, the channel is just crushing right now.
I mean, they're trying. I mean, they have tried. They took away all our monetization just out of the blue. They took away ads, the ads right manager, to where anyone can use our stuff and we can't claim it.
Yeah.
And then most recently, they took away our ads where we cannot put ads on Facebook anymore. And honestly, that was a blessing in disguise because our page has grown more in the last month without ads than it has ever.
So I just
with
took away
ads.
the ads, and I talked to I talked to a lawyer, and I said, listen, I want to sue him. And they said, well, before you sue him, just do this. You're not being throttled. You had 20 million views last month. We figured it out. So here's one of the reasons. This is Missy Messiah or whatever. You guys, the post that I did, I'm going to show it to Amber so she sees it as well. This is the one that was at, I think, 11.6 million views. Every single nutter psycho found it who supports Clancy. Gosh, Amber, I hope you don't support Clancy because you're not gonna like me very much. So I'm not gonna stop saying that stuff. But I think you can be sympathetic. I think that's okay to do. And I also think you can also be a realist, and you don't have to apologize for somebody strangling their 3 kids because you had a tough pregnancy. I just don't think that that's okay. And I think you're misrepresenting your strength and what you went through. But we're going to get to that. But here's the post. This thing has gone absolutely viral. It says, blaming a crime on postpartum psychosis is like a man blaming his testosterone for rape. Hormones aren't an excuse for horrific acts. The victims are 3 innocent babies. Enough of this crap. Now, the whole thing is that this is where this comment originated. My page. How do I know? Because I wrote it. So if you've seen this anywhere else on the internet or people using this line, it's from my page. And if you don't believe me, go look at how large it is and you'll understand. In fact, this girl made a video of it and talking about this exact quote, and here it is.
Now listen, I know we usually don't care what men have to say, but ladies, listen to me because this is very important. Men are having a big discussion right now over a video that went viral, saying that if Lindsay Clancy's postpartum psychosis is an excuse to do what she did, then that means men have a right to rape us because they have testosterone and they can use that as an excuse.
That's not what I said.
I'm not lying. It's real. Men
You're
are
lying.
defending the fuck out of it, being like, well, it was a woman that made the video. She made the video. But what men are leaving out is that a lot of men are agreeing with this statement. And a lot of men are agreeing with this video and they're saying, you know what? She's right. I should be able to RAP all you guys and I can use my testosterone as an excuse, right? If you defend Lindsay or if you feel bad for her or if you believe in postpartum psychosis, you deserve to be RAPED'd. So that's what's going on right now. Just let the girlies know. This is like a big discussion with the men.
Rabid? I just got rabid. Can someone please rabid me? What is RABED? Why can't you spell RAPED? Why not rabid? You're gonna get rabid? That's spelled wrong too.
Now, and most of these men are.
And lady, you're completely safe. First of all, you're a ginger. Nobody rapes gingers. I mean, if you're gonna do it, it's gonna be a brunette or a blonde. Nobody's gonna risk jail for a ginger. I'm just letting you know.
With the statement. So, be safe out there. Because what the fuck? I'm ready for this trial to wrap up. Because now we're trying to use this trial as an excuse to fantasize about sexually assaulting all of us. And most men are agreeing.
That's a huge leap. Go get him, Amber. Tell him why.
I mean, okay, yes, women do suffer from postpartum, but
yes,
that doesn't give you an excuse to kill your babies. Everybody knows right and wrong. Besides, postpartum is like this major depression. If anything, like you give up caring, but someone along in your circle would be there for your kids. But to kill your kids, there's no excuse. I'm sorry. Postpartum does not give you an excuse to kill your children. And I wish that, more women would, they've really gone after the hearts and minds of women. It's so sad. They have convinced women to give up their beauty, which is what God gave us. He has given us beauty. He's given us sensuality. He's given us this endearing heart to where you turn a home into a house into a home. You want to, every baby you see, you kind of just want to cuddle it, or a puppy dog, you just want to cuddle it. I mean, he gave women that kind of heart. When your kids are sick, who do you want, mom or dad? No one says, give me dad. They want mom, because mom's going to be that cuddly person, the one that's empathetic to you. And so how they've convinced all these women to murder their children is so beyond me. I can't understand that. And to allow someone and give her justification just because she's postpartum. There's a lot of women out there that have gone through postpartum. They would not kill their kids, and if they got close to it, someone would come along and be. There's no excuse. I'm sorry. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, and you can't associate rape, testosterone rape, with what this woman did. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. That argument doesn't even make sense. So, everyone knows rape is wrong. So I'm sorry. Testosterone, no testosterone. That correlation doesn't exist.
Okay, so let's talk about the correlation so everyone can understand it. Is the whole point of the premise of the post wasn't to say that hormones make you a rapist. Oh God, what is going on? Why is that happening? Hold on, everybody. I got to do an emergency fix here. Ecamm.
At least it gives us a warning.
No, it shouldn't. We've got plenty of storage. Everyone, hold on 1 second. I've got full storage. There's no reason for this to be happening. Okay. You have any idea?
No.
All right. Well, I'm just going to leave it.
Okay.
I guess. Really frustrating here.
No.
Just give me a second. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to have to assume it's going to be okay. So the whole point isn't to say that if you have high testosterone, you go out and rape people. That's in fact, that's the opposite of what it's saying. What it's saying is that postpartum stress and postpartum disorder and postpartum psychosis were brought on by hormones, is what these women are saying. Her hormones are out of whack. Therefore, she got PPD. Then she got PPD syndrome. Then she got PPD psychosis, which is not that is not the path to that. It's not the hormones that cause the psychosis. The psychosis is brought on by random events and other influences. It can be brought on by brain trauma. It can be brought on by medication. It can be brought on by situations like PTS, whatever it would be. And because you have PPD or PPDS does not mean that you have psychosis. In fact, it's very rare. Like 1% in cases of PPD do. So by saying it's the hormones and she was just, you don't know what it's like to be a woman. And when you're pregnant, it's hard. Well, and that's why she killed them. That's like me saying, well, I raped a woman because my testosterone and my hormones were out of whack. And then they go, that's not the way it works. And I'm like, no shit. I know that's not the way it works. That's the fucking point of the meme, is to get you to be like, we're being stupid. Just like, so I have to explain that to them, because causation is not effect, right? Cause might be hormones, but causation doesn't necessarily mean action or effect. Just because the hormones cause PPD, it doesn't mean that the hormones are what made her murder her children. Right. Then they say, oh, well, it's the medication. I'm like, which pill makes you strangle your beautiful little babies until their eyes bulge out and their brains literally move out of their cavity of their skull? Which pill is that does that? So that's why 98% of the people who saw the post got it, except for the Clancy clucker cult, because they can't understand how stupid. And so when they go, this is dumb, I'm like, yes, it is. That's exactly the point. Now apply that logic to what you're saying about her, and you'll understand why so many people like the post. Your thoughts?
There is a guy that just broke up with his fiance 2 weeks before the wedding because she sympathizes and supports Lindsay Clancy.
Yeah, good. I would.
And how he did it, I don't know if he did a text string or if he did a post on X. And tagged every single one of her family members and his family members, and that's how he announced it. And honestly,
that was
good
doomed. That was
for
doomed
him.
anyway.
Yeah, well, good for him.
It was doomed. He was looking for a way out. I'm like, she was probably a ginger.
Oh my gosh, Matthew Owen Spear. I mean, it's sad that the relationship is over, but you know what? These women have to realize that there are consequences for their actions, and what they do and what they say means something. So you're supporting and sympathizing with a woman who murdered her 3 children, and now this man is looking at you going, you're the future mother of my children. Yet, nope, I'm not going to take the chance on that. So I'm going to go find somebody else that I don't have to worry about, that when we have children might either kill them or kill yourself. No, I'm not going to do it. And walking away. And he's being proactive about the whole thing. And honestly, I don't have an issue, but apparently he's the bad guy now. But it's the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, have sympathy. I can have sympathy for her having postpartum depression because I went through postpartum depression and I know exactly what her brain was going through. I know how she felt about her body and her looks and just how no one loved her. And I understand that. I went through it. But again, at no point in time during that entire time that I went through it, with or without, because I ended up taking medication for it, did I think about my children need to die.
Yeah,
not one time.
Me, completely a different story.
No,
the
I
kids,
actually didn't think about you either that way. I never said that. But so I have sympathy for her. You can't
handle the truth.
Because I can understand that I went through it, and every woman who goes through it, it sucks, and my heart goes out for you. But
frankly,
you
my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, she crossed a line, and I have absolutely no sympathy for the actions that she took, blaming it on her postpartum depression. She's a coward.
Okay, so real quick, let's segue into another discussion about this because I think this is important for everybody's perspective.
Yes,
I think this will if she is found to not receive the maximum sentencing, which would be prison, no psychiatric hospital, solitary confinement, 23 hours a day, 1 hour of daytime. If she doesn't get that or gets mandatory stay at a psychological prison for at least, 2 to 3 years for evaluation, whatever it would be. So she would be sent to a prison that specifically dealt with psychiatric care. Then got consecutive life sentences, 99 years for each kid. That's fine too. If she doesn't receive that, this is going to set women back to Lizzie Borden times.
Well,
hold on a second. Let me finish my thought. Lizzie Borden, took an axe, killed her husband, 50 whacks. You guys know the okay. Yes. So this is why. Because this woman inadvertently will become the spokesperson for what the standard of acceptable behavior is when life gets hard. And this will set women back because husbands will start applying this to their own wives. Judgment will be passed. And every moment that your wife maybe cries or yells at the baby or just has a bad day, that man in the back of his head is going to go, oh my God, does she have PPD? Because now this is so front and center. It's so accentuated that it's going to create a level of sensitivity with men around their kids. And maybe that's necessary, right? But what doesn't need to happen is degrade women when they're having tough times, degrade women when things are hard. They need that support and love and nurturing. And at no time did I think my wife was going to hurt children during that. I thought, I got to love her. I got to support her. I got to stand by her, even though I want to kill her. And I will for 5 years, no matter how long it takes. And that's what I did. I think this lessens the matriarch and what it means from the legal perspective, but also the influence on other men around their women. I think it's damaging.
The other thing it's going to do is it's going to cause copycats. And it's going to cause other women.
Of course, there's women who want out. They're going to kill them and say, "Oh, well, I was like, blah blah."
There's just a woman on the 6th of August. She slit the throats of all 3 of her children.
I'm going to show you this video. I've got that video.
5, 3, and 1.
I've got the video. I've got it. Amber, your thoughts on that this is damaging to women, which has already been damaged enough since basically you no longer matter because a man can put on lipstick and a dress and all of a sudden he equals you. And women's rights have been completely just taken away. And then they make these, comments that men can get pregnant. They have literally taken the feminist movement and destroyed it. And this is another nail in the coffin.
No, they've destroyed women in general because they know how to attack us. We're more emotional. It's easier to go after women than it is to men because men are more logically minded. So they've destroyed women. I talk about on my show all the time. They've gotten hardcore after women. They've taken away our beauty. They have taken men are repulsed against us because we have look at all the women on social media. There's a ton that their beauty is just gone. And then on TV, they've taught us how to talk to men. And by that, it's really degrading to men. And a good example is this Little House on the Prairie. Miss Olsen always degraded her husband, never built him up, never respected him. No one in the household was respected her, Nels, right? Even the kids wouldn't respect their own father. So we've learned as women growing up since infancy that this is how we talk to men. And you know what? The sad thing is half the time we don't even know we're being so degrading to the men in our lives because it's just what we've been programmed to speak. This is just how we talk. Men don't have feelings. Men are like hearts of stone. Men are stupid because that's all we've seen on TV is every
Would you
father
just
on
suck it up? Would you suck it up, dear? My God, what's wrong with you?
Is it that time of the month?
You sons of bitches! Why?
Leave Brittany alone! Please.
Oh, sorry.
They've just destroyed women. They every which way, and that it's repelled men. So, what are the one thing? If I ask you, what's the one thing you want your wife to do? I think I'm going to know your answer.
Anal.
Outside of that, what's the one thing you want your wife to do?
Sleep with another woman with me and sorry.
My gosh.
Respect you, right? What do men like in general from both genders? They want to be respected. Men want to be respected by men and women. Respect is everything for men. So if the wife doesn't respect her husband, it deals with him very strongly, right? And so we've been trained not to respect men, that every man's an idiot. And then society tells men, well, you have no place in this world. And so you know what? After men have been beat down and beat down and beat down and beat down and beat down, they just give up and they're like, F you guys, I'm just going to watch football and drink beer, right? And so now we have this world we're living in where men feel like useless. Like, what can I do? Society told me I'm useless. Women are so angry against men. They don't even know why. And then they've been told to abort their baby. Olivia, I'm sure you've seen this throughout your whole life. Every single time there's a television show out there and a woman gets pregnant, what is the first thing they say? Oh, my life is over. My life is ruined. I was just about to get my life going and now this baby ruined it. And so they push abortion. So they cauterize the heart of women to be this cold stone within her body. And so then you can end up like a woman like what we're talking about now who just murdered 3 of her children.
Yeah. I think this was honestly, I think she's got Munchausen by proxy. And I think this was an attention seeker. Why? Because she's a nurse. She knew how to kill herself. She knew how to do it. And she did do it correctly.
Yeah, well, if she's not if she's not in the right mind and she doesn't have a conscience, then why is she trying to commit suicide?
Exactly.
Hold on, let it sink in. If she has no conscience and she doesn't understand, and she's basically she is separated from reality, which is what her psychosis states, is that she can't be there is no accountability for what she did because she wasn't in the right state of mind to be held culpable. That's what the defense is saying. She was, by reason of temporary insanity, unable to understand reality from fiction. Okay? So if that's true, then where did the guilt come from that made her kill herself or try to kill herself? Slit her throat, jump out the window. Why? That right there that should put her in prison for the rest of her life because she felt guilt. She felt remorse. That's why she tried to kill herself. She knew it was wrong. Otherwise, why kill yourself? The Haley Bob comet didn't make a loop around, did it? Okay, well then that wasn't the reason. It's not that you forgot to take Midol that day or Pamprin. it comes down to this, is that you made a choice. You sent the husband out of the home to go get laxatives and food, and you waited for him to leave in order to kill. That shows predetermined. It's premeditated and predetermined plan of action, which also shows that you had a state of mind which was deductive to be able to deceive, manipulate, and control a plan in order to murder your children. That's the way it works. Now, you are absolutely right. Amber, I've said this on the show 100 times about the matriarch and the patriarch, is that men have been relegated to, it's not that women wanted equality. That's not what those women wanted. The first and second wave of feminism, whether you agree with it or not, there were some important things that came out of that, right? And whether you agree with the 19th Amendment, whether you agree with right to work, whether you agree to workplace safety and no violence in the workplace and sexual harassment, whether those things are important to you or are relative to you doesn't matter. The point is that some good things came out of it for the benefit of women as a whole. A lot of negative came out too, but that's fine. But the third and fourth wave feminism, the third wave was, I now hate men. And 4 is, how do we put men where we were 20 years ago? How do we make them feel like we felt? So when you watch sitcoms or you watched advertising, instead of having the woman relegated to cooking and cleaning and being, the men are now stupid. The men are the dumbest dog shits. Like, it's never go ask dad. It's don't you go to your father.
Right.
And men have been turned into this masochistic lump of frickin' fudge that resembles more of an effeminate woman than it does a masculine male. And they have
100%.
They've stripped the role models from us. Joe Biden is a president. Joe Biden, a frail, goofy dork. Obama, at least, yes, we know his sexual preferences, but at least he had the orating skills to be presidential. But Biden, and then you're going to put Kamala up there. I mean, for God's sake, she changes the whole comments about blondes. I mean, because you have to say, well, Kamala literally is the dumbest fucking woman I've ever met in my life, but she's not a blonde. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So,
well, then it goes to what you're saying. I like what you're saying about the whole male aspect, and you know what that's also done to women? Repel women from wanting men, because now they're feminine, and deep down, every woman wants a really strong male, because there's nothing better, right, Olivia? There's nothing better than when you are feeling so sad, so scared, so whatever, fill in the blank, and your husband comes with his arms all around you and gives you that hug. There's nothing better, right?
Yeah, whenever I'm anxious, he's the only one who can calm me down. Yep.
Right. And you turn that, but he's a masculine man. You want to put these feminine men out there. It repels the women. Well, the ugliness of a woman repels the man, and the fact that she doesn't respect him. So you have all this repelling going on. And then no wonder why so many people turn to the same gender, right? Because they're repelled against themselves. I mean, it's just, it's mind-blowing, and it's all been by design, because you can't have communism and have a strong family unit. So it goes down to, let's destroy the family unit. How do we do that? Make men ultra feminine, make women ultra masculine, make sure women's heart are cauterized like stone. Let's make sure men feel like they're dumb and they can't protect, they can't do anything because they're just idiots and they're not worth anything. And then boom, you've just destroyed the nuclear family. And when you destroy the nuclear family, you have a weak community. And when you have a weak community, you can usher in communism. Weak
men, hard times. Absolutely the case. Brian Davenport says Tony Danza was a housekeeper. I don't care about that, because Tony, he was also a baseball player. And he also was rough, and he also got in a bar fight for Judith Light's honor. And he also helped and became a father-like figure to Alyssa Milano.
No, that was his daughter. It was Judith Light's son that he became a father figure for.
Thank you, whatever.
Yeah.
It does, the fact that I even remembered that much from that shitty show.
I watched the show.
But my point, you got the point. The Tony Danza wasn't an effeminate male in that.
No, he wasn't.
He had a Brooklyn accent. He was built. He was yoked. He was a man. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, This Is Us, where every man is a complete fag or a complete douche. And like This Is Us, all it is, This Is Us is literally just estrogen fest of injecting estrogen into your veins. And every woman is like, oh my God, This Is Us is so good. I'm like, oh, awesome, cool. What's so good about it? I cry every episode. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like that's very fun. What is their love story? No. Pretty much
there was a love story.
No, there wasn't. It was about the woman who wanted to be, she was a bulimic, and then her son the guy who couldn't find the identity, and then the husband freaking dies and he's emasculated. Then she repudiates men throughout the entire show. There was nothing happy about This Is Us. I'd rather watch Cancer.
No, I didn't say there was happy. I said there was love stories.
Every episode made you cry.
I know, dude. You know what? There's just something about a good cry sometimes.
Okay, great.
You need a good
How
cry.
about, can you please tell me a time that you laughed during This Is Us?
There's a couple times. We never
Tell
finished it.
me a memorable moment during This Is Us that you laughed, but I guarantee you can tell me every time you cried.
I have no idea.
Amber, do you watch This Is Us?
I used to until they did something and it pissed me off on the show and I stopped watching it.
It was when the foster daughter beat the crap out of the dude's car with a baseball bat. That's when we stopped watching it.
Sounds so fun. There's no role models anymore. There aren't. And anyone who says that Donald Trump isn't masculine, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's certainly the most masculine president that we've had in quite a while. Bill Clinton was pretty damn masculine. You may not love Bill Clinton, but he was pretty masculine. He was a womanizer. He played the saxophone. He wore shades. Then you got Ronald Reagan, who did wear rose-colored cheeks, but that's the Hollywood thing. But he was tough and masculine. Effeminate males are Jimmy Carter. Effeminate males are Joe Biden. These people are absolutely the worst. But Tony Danza did not strike me as a weak figure. The Huxtables, the Tony Danzas, the Silver Spoon dads, you know, where are they? And the funny thing is that even in Married with Children, Peg was a fireball. She was a tough, strong woman, and she gave as good as she got. And everyone's like, well, Al Bundy was a misogynist pig. And I said, that's okay, because Peg was a sexist bitch. And it worked. This is the problem with Hollywood. Just like in the Avengers, when literally there's the biggest fight. People are dying. Men are fighting. They're dying. Both sides. Aliens and men are getting killed. This giant battle's taking place. All the men come back together as they're sitting on a hill going, and the women are like, let's all get together for a feminine moment. And they all come together and group up. And it's like, I just flew through a giant lizard flying in the sky the size of an aircraft carrier, but I can't get this little ball to that van 100 yards away. What am I going to do? I'll help her. I'll help her. I'll help her. Shake their tits and ass while men are dying. They're like, they look up, the aliens like, what the fuck are they doing? They're like, I don't know. Let's stop fighting. Everyone's dying. And they have a feminist.
Everyone around me's dying.
They have a feminist moment, and I'm watching this in the theater. And I look over to Livy and I said, I'm gonna fucking puke. How can they put this in here? This is the absolute ecliptic of what women have become versus men. In the middle of war, let's sit down and have an Avon session and share lipstick and recipe secrets. It's woke. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little hot.
No, that's what happens. And that's what leads women to killing her 3 babies. All of this, you know, all of it. And you don't have right from wrong. You don't have consequences. Then, you know, again, weak society. You have to have consequences.
Deborah says, This Is Us was a show about no one taking accountability. Yes, and characters you honestly didn't care about. Like when the guy died, I'm like, he got off easy with that family. Like when he got burned in the fire, I was like,
he didn't burn. It was smoke inhalation.
What? He did have burns on his body. Did you see him save all the kids? Yes. And what did they do? How did they reward him as he went in and saved the entire family and got everybody out? Saved the pets too.
Dog.
Save the pets too. And then what do they do?
Family photo
They take
albums.
him to the hospital. Right. They take him to the hospital. She abandons him. Goes and gets a Zagnut from the frickin' vending machine, and she hears beep, code blue, and she comes around the corner, and the doctor's like, he's dead, and she's like, Really? He was just alive minutes ago. What happened? I'm like, did you get your Zag nut? Did you get your sugar high? Stupid. Sick of this show. Stupid. We're a better show than This Is Us. Moving on. List of women killing kids. Here it is.
If you would like to unfollow me because I think a child murderer deserves to go to prison because she murdered her children, go ahead, leave. Because fundamentally, we are never going to get along if we can't even agree that killing a child is wrong. Apparently, we need a freaking reminder that women are perfectly capable of hurting and killing their own children. So why don't we go ahead and count them? Number one, we have...
Let's just give a little stat. 76% of all infants killed in the first year of life, 76% are done by women. 100% of the murders that took place in the first 24 hours of a baby are executed by women. Let me say that again. 100% of the deaths of 24 hours or older, 24 hours or younger, are 100% perpetrated by women.
Lucia Campos Sanchez, Miami, August 2026. Police say that she poured hot candle wax onto her 3-year-old and 6-year-old daughters. She then lit clothes on fire in the kitchen and danced around until the 6-year-old had to try to put the fire out. Number 2, Kaylee Earhart, North Dakota, August 2026. 3 young children were stabbed. Her 3-year-old and 5-month-old died, and her 1-year-old survived. And she told their father that, say goodbye to your kids before she did it. Number 3, Haley Dempsey, Florida, May 2026. She killed her own mother, then she killed her 4-year-old daughter and her 4-month-old daughter. She then allegedly tried to shoot her 2-year-old, missed, and then killed herself. Number 4, Marlene Vidal, Texas, May 2026. Her 5-year-old son and 6-year-old daughters were killed with sharp force injuries, and their bodies were found inside a burning car. Number 5, Sarah Myers and Amy Stedman, New York, June 2026. A mother and a grandmother are accused of murdering 4 children, 13, 11, and 10-year-old twins. Drugs were used and 1 child was stabbed, and investigators say that the planning appeared aimed at keeping those children away from their father. Number 6, Mackenzie Critton, Wisconsin, July 2026. Charged with smothering her 7-month-old baby to death. That is 6 cases in 2026, and it's only freaking August. And all...
And folks, that's the 6 cases you know about.
Right.
You haven't heard about the video that I did of the wonderful lady, Miss Emma Scholes, who went through and had 6 of her children saved and had burn marks on like 93% of her body. She almost died. Her feet literally had no skin on them because she kept running through the fires and the coals to grab her 6 children. She saved them all. Nobody hears about those stories. But folks, this is by the thousands. And can I say something else really quick before we just jump into this? Because I want you all to dive in before we take a quick break, because we got to hit goal. You know, it's not 6 cases. It's thousands of cases a day that women go and rip a beautiful life that's in their womb out of it for no other reasons than the fact that they didn't have the capabilities of using proper birth control. This isn't about accidental pregnancy in the sense of it's going to hurt mother or it's rape or incest. This is women who get pregnant because they don't take the necessary precautions, or they did take the necessary precautions, but they didn't read that little box that said that there still is a chance you can get pregnant and weren't willing to go ahead and fulfill their responsibility as an adult to have a child, took that risk, and then decided that it was easier to murder a life. I also don't agree with that. And I'd love to get everybody else's opinion. We've kind of seen the video. We got to take a break so we can get the commercial in here because we're getting killed on donations. But Olivia, why don't you go first? And then Amber, hit it up. Tell me your thoughts on this, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, it really is sad. I mean, definitely, I'm not a fan of abortion. I don't support abortion. The few are the life of the mother when it's actually the life of the mother, and the mother is going to die. But I don't support it, and I think it's very cowardly for women who use it as an excuse because they were too lazy to use birth control or get a condom or just don't have sex. I mean,
right. This is the lithium ion age.
Plain and simple. Just don't have sex unless you are ready to become a parent. Or how about you just keep the baby or have the baby and give it up for adoption? There are thousands of women and families out there who want babies who can't have them.
Or how about just have a child and have the greatest joy of your life? Yes, there's bad days. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it sucks sometimes. But you were granted a gift of life. And if you believe in God in any way, shape, or form, that is a gift of life, and it's directly from God's will. He's reached down and touched that child. And for you to repudiate that level of love and reject it is not just rejecting human life, but rejecting his plan for you and your child. Amber, wrap it up for us.
Beautifully said, and I agree with both of your sentiments. I am a woman whose life was on the line during my pregnancy. I still chose to have my baby, and I'm still here. Thank the Lord. Both of my pregnancies, the only two that I was able to have, both my life was on the line with both of those pregnancies. Actually, a lot of my pregnancies, I had a fallopian tube rupture, so I had emergency surgery. So pregnancy was dangerous for me, and I still chose to have my baby. But I will say this: they've convinced women on every television show that your life is over and this baby is nothing but a drag, and it's really nothing anyways. It's just a bunch of cells, so just get rid of it. They never tell the woman how much mourning she's going to go through after she's done that. And they never tell the woman how much joy that it will fill her heart, that it will explode and with words that you can't even explain how much joy you're going to have, how much love you're going to have for this person, that you would do anything and everything for this person, despite the hard times, because it is hard. There's no easy road to parenthood. They have the tantrums, they have the dirty diapers and everything. It is hard. But the love that you have, where there's no words to describe it, and the joy and the happiness where your heart, they don't tell the women that. If they told the women how much their heart would just explode with love, joy, and happiness,
yes,
they might keep the baby, but they don't. So
no, they don't educate. And my daughter Hayden wants to create this. She wants to create something antithetical to Planned Parenthood. She wants to defund and destroy Planned Parenthood, but she is literally willing to do educational terrorism, essentially, is what it is, or activism, which is to create a space right next to the Planned Parenthoods, which have options for adoption, have prayer and worship, have parents who can be on waiting lists for adoption, who are looking for surrogates, all of these things that are the opposite. And of course, not interfere with anybody who wants to go over and have abortions, but literally have all the things that are antithetical to abortion and murder available next to every Planned Parenthood. I think it's a great idea. I think you have somebody gives her $10 million and open up every place in the country an information center that gives girls another choice than murder. I want to thank Wendy Wild. Has a cool, I don't know what her page is about. It looks like Wild Things, birthday
Wendy
stream.
Is awesome.
Okay, I'm looking at her.
Wendy.
She's over here right now. She looks fantastic. You guys can go over there. Her page it looks absolutely fantastic. Here's a I don't have it. I don't have it.
It looks great. It's very cool.
Go over there and follow it. It's Wendy Wild. You can go get her. I just followed her. So it's rumble.com cool. Wendy. Yeah, get over there and go. Thanks for the raid, Wendy, and go over and follow her. Folks, we got to take a quick commercial break.
One thing.
Yeah.
Before we go, Debbie just let me know that her great niece, Ava, who was in the NICU, is home and everyone is happy and healthy. So
outstanding.
Just wanted to update on that.
Good stuff. Go see Wendy Wild. Good stuff on babies coming home from NICUs. That is always a good thing. Folks, we have $11. I know this interview is important. Please don't hold donations. Amber gets it. Just throw us your 7,000 shekels as soon as you possibly can. We appreciate it, of course.
Of money. I like it. I use it. I have a little. I keep it in a jar on top of my refrigerator. I'd like to put more in that jar. That's where you come in.
Quick commercial just to remind everyone we need to donate to keep this show open. If you have not been, go to thedumbshow.com/live. Folks, we have built an entire beautiful website. And in that website, we now have the show live streaming with chat that you can participate in right now. We've got a whole bunch of people over on Rumble, but we wrote our own code. We got sick of getting censored. We got sick of getting throttled. There are a whole bunch of people over there right now. Go join us in chat. It's real simple. You just hit join with your email, join with Facebook, Twitter. It is super professional, super clean, looks great. Go over to thedumbshow.com/live and sign in today. We'll be right back.
What the hell is that? It's a boy on a broom? Well, don't open the window. Bloody hell!
Muggles, I'm sorry for using magic outside of Hogwarts, but I'm in dire need. Have any of you Muggles seen my golden ball?
Did you just say he's looking for his gold balls? I think he said golden ball.
Right you are. You two are very bright witches.
You really are the brightest witch of your age.
Did he just call us bitch? It's a Harry Potter movie. You have to keep it PG-13.
You know my name? I am Harry Potter. That means you know where it is.
No, we haven't seen it.
Well, you can buy a new one at the Dumb Show. You get 10% off for using code DUMB10.
Bloody brilliant! 10 points to Gryffindor.
Did he just call us Griffin whores?
If you want to take part in more adventures, you too can donate to The Dumb Show. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate. We take PayPal, Venmo, credit card, and you can even send us an owl at P.O. Box 2, Round Hill, Virginia 20142. Please make sure to leave your name and a message, and we will share it on the next show. Live weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, them Dumbledore sent you too.
Okay, seriously? What's a fumble sore?
All right, so let's clear up a stat first while we come back, folks. If you have not had a chance, please help donate. If you're on thedumbshow.com live, there's a button for you right there. You just hit it. A conversation was sent by Jen McCarver. Now, Jen, you know me. I know my stats, and I'm going to go ahead and give them to you right now. Jen said, Matt, Google FBI stats between men and women who has the highest percentage of unaliving children between 0 and 4 years old. It's men. That's true, but that also needs a lot of context. We don't fact check here. We're just going to go ahead and give you the facts. I said specifically an infanticide, which is the intent of the parent killing the child for the child alone. That is absolutely dominated by women, and that is a 70-30 ratio. Women murder kids 10 times more frequently by the whole purpose of it is to murder the child. As far as family killings or killing the whole family, absolutely men are involved in that. But the interesting thing is, the distinction is as much as you thought it was. Women are 51.6% ownership of murdering children under 5. Women are 48.4% when you're counting parent offenders alone. When it is a combined effort with both parents involved, that's what skews the stats. Major exception is newborn homicide. Mothers are the primary perpetrators on day of birth and during the first week up into 2 years of life. So although there is some truth to that, they are not predominantly men between 0 and 4 killing children. That stat narrows the older the children get. In fact, on the live show, I explained that more 12 to 18-year-olds are killed by men. Absolutely. It's usually done in fits of rage, arguments, things like that. That happens more with men. I'm talking about killing the baby for the purpose of no longer having the baby living. That's women, and they own it. Cool? Does that make sense? Hope it does. Good stats. All right. Let's go to the next thing. Pronoun retards.
That's all you had to say.
Like, can I just tell you this? If I'm a man and I'm at a bar and I decide to take a girl home, and this has happened repeatedly, again, don't let the dashing good looks fool you. I was a whore. Olivia will tell you.
I trained you.
You did train me. You broke me. You broke my spirit. It's in, my balls and spine are in her purse.
Yep.
So if I went home with a girl, and it was always going to be a 24-hour relationship. I had no desire to get into a long-term relationship. And let's say we, had a few pops at the bar. I poured her a few drinks. She drank a few drinks. I had a few drinks, a couple cigarettes behind the bar. And I decided to go ahead and take my black vest and my white shirt with my black Levi's off and my cowboy Stetson, which I look pretty good. And we go back to my house and we decide to go ahead and do the beast with 2 backs, the mattress mambo, bumping fuzz, all those things, whatever you want to say. And I get to that point and I find out that that girl has a dick. My reaction isn't going to be, how would you like me to address you with your pronouns? No, that's not going to happen. The second thing is that if I'm with a person at the bar and they're acting like a guy and they talk like a guy and they are a guy and they invite me back to my place, but it's really a woman, the reaction is going to happen long before we get into the room. This scenario right here, there is not a man on the planet who literally wouldn't sock that person in the face, be repulsed, react in a really vile way. I just don't know about it. Watch this and you tell me, is this reality? Men, is this reality? Watch this.
Let's talk about you and your boo. When
Oh,
did you
that's
meet
not it.
them?
Hold on. This
Damn.
this is another one. Oh gosh. This is the one we're gonna watch, and then we gotta watch this one. Okay, here it is. Sorry about that.
You can choose more than.
Oh, Liv, help me out. Where's the other one?
I don't even know what video you're talking about.
Clancy, ladies, listen, men. Roadhouse, racist. Oh,
The pronoun woman, maybe at the
Where?
bottom?
Show me.
Very bottom, right there.
okay. If this doesn't work, I quit. I give up. No wonder why we have $11 in donations. Here we go. Let's
I'm
see.
trans. I thought you knew. Holy shit. You're a chick? Oh, God. No, I am not a chick. I am a trans man. So you don't have a dick? I have several. They're made of silicone. I assume that you were non-binary, too. That's my... No. I'm normal.
Okay, I'm going to pause this so we can get through.
Sorry, that was funny.
Kamala, are you okay? Do you want me to?
Several
do you want-
that's made of silicone.
Maybe this show is something you should watch.
Do not come. Make me laugh more than This Is Us.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Oh my gosh, it was funny.
You want me to press play?
Yes, please.
All right, here it is.
Oh.
Get him, Donald
Normal.
Trump.
Yeah, I'm just not like a dude with a fucking vagina. I'm not a dude with a vagina, asshole. I'm a dude who doesn't feel like talking about his genitals to some faggot he just met. Whoa. I gotta split. Whoa. Hey. Whoa.
Used faggot as a slur, now homophobia, and went ahead and was talking about their genitalias when they said I'm a trans, because the only thing that identifies you is your genitalia of your gender and your sex. No, I'm very special and I've got special hormones.
Whoa. All right, hey, what the fuck I say? You know what, man? Don't do me any favors, okay? I can fuck any guy here. I don't need your cisgender ass. I have no idea what the fuck that even means, all right? Sorry. Seriously, I'm really sorry. I got a hair trigger for this shit. Also, I am drunk.
Dude, this reminds me of 50 Shades of Grey, where he's like, I'm 50 Shades of fucked up. And you're just like, dude, this is the worst acting. This is like a bad porno.
Low key, like, what is it? The CW 90210.
Yeah, this
shit
is like
or something
this is Skinamax after Dark.
Oh my god.
Me too. I'm gonna get another drink. Do you want? Yeah, let me pay. No, it's all right. Vodka soda, yeah? Thanks.
Okay.
That de-escalated quickly.
You drive like a fucking maniac. You still drunk?
I'm not sober per se.
Driving drunk.
I'm just kidding. I've been on Club Soda since 4. Come on.
I choose to believe that.
Staring.
Sorry. It's just...
Weren't they just at a
so
bar?
much
Why
like
are they going to a bar at 1 o'clock?
I'm not going to show you the rest. That's all. I'm going to tell you that much relationships happen between them and everything else. Is this what we've become? Is this what we are now? I don't understand. Let me get this donation in. JD Stibble, $20. Connor got his first sack fumble today. Congrats, son. Welcome, Connor. Good job, buddy.
Awesome job.
Amber, is this what our kids should see? Is it like, I understand you want to do documentaries to relate, and this is a new world and a new thought process, but is this it? Is this the best they can do to sell this lifestyle? Because it seems pretty miserable to me.
It looks miserable. It is miserable. I mean, when we go out of God's way and do things outside of God's way, things might feel good for a time, but eventually you find yourself miserable. I mean, so yeah, that's the best they can do. They're trying to sell it. And you know what? They really did a good job indoctrinating kids, because now there's a lot of kids that think there's something when they truly aren't. But that's because it's all they've been told their whole entire life, watching TV, going to school, getting all the curriculum from the LGBT and so on and so forth. So this is what they think. And then they're told that we have to affirm their gender. I'm going to affirm your gender. You are a boy at birth. I am affirming your gender. You were a girl at birth. I am affirming your gender. That's what you are. That's how God made you. He didn't make mistakes. He made you fearfully and wonderfully made. He knows the hairs, how many hairs are on your head. He knows when you wake up, when you lie down. He is so excited when he was putting you together in your mother's womb. He thinks about you all the time. He loved you so much. He died for you. So yeah, you're fine. You're perfect in God's image.
Well said, Liv.
I have never seen a happy trans person. They are always upset. They're upset that you didn't get their pronouns right. They're upset that you called them ma'am when they're supposed to be a sir, or called them sir when they're supposed to be a ma'am. They're upset that you're not accepting who they are. They're always pissed off. And there's something really wrong with that, and that is not a way to live a happy life. Seriously, they have a
higher suicide rate too.
Highest suicide, drug addiction, sexual molestation, aggravated rape, discrimination in the workplace, suicide rate based upon drug influence, suicide rate based upon sexual assault, differentiating pay standards, abuse in the workplace from a compensation standpoint, a promotion standpoint. I mean, it's that demographic is the worst. Everyone's like, it's Jews and Christians and black. No, it's not. The most discriminated demographic based upon per capita happens to be transgender people. When you go ahead and look at non-per capita and volume, well, of course, plenty of other races, colors, creeds, sexual dispositions fall into that category. But transgenders, like, talk about rolling the dice. Some of these things are 64% suicide rates for people who actually transition fully with operational surgery. I want to go back real quick. Ms. McCarver, we seem to be not communicating effectively. You're telling me that crime statistics aren't broken down that way. They absolutely are. You have to drill down even more. FBI statistics specifically, I'm looking at it right now on the website. Victim's age, victim sex. So we get that right there. We get the victim's age, we get their sex, male or female. Offender's sex and age. So we have that information. Victim and offender relationship, mother, father. So that breaks down the paternal order of things. And then weapon that is used and circumstances are also there, which can also be considered in an act of self-defense, whether it can be first degree, second degree, whether it's intentional homicide, aggravated murder. So, and also when you originally said it, you made it sound like fathers owned it a heck of a lot more than mothers do. And that's not true. The stats are, even if we just go kids murdered from 76 to 2005, 31% women, 31% fathers and 29% mothers. It's a 3% difference. When you actually take the age of 0 to 4, 0 to 2, it is predominantly mothers. And yes, infanticide absolutely is categorized. There's another one, prenticide, I believe is what it's called, or which is newborns within 24 hours. It's maybe trenticide or something to that effect. It doesn't matter. The point is, I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm not trying to disagree with you. Yes, men own, especially above 4 years old, own murders. That's not my point. But those intentions and the reason why those murders are taking place, when you put the nuance involved in it, are very different.
I was going to say, it's hard enough being your own gender that you were born with, that now you have to deal with that and then deal with the other person's gender or the other gender as well, and have to deal with all that emotional crap. Who wants to deal with that? I deal with enough as a woman. I really don't want to go through what a man goes through. I'm good without it.
Why would a man approach a woman and ask her out anymore? Like, the one thing I've said is that if you and I ever get a divorce, I mean, the person who I am on the show is pretty much who I am in real life. I say what I want. I don't curb, and I try to have a funny disposition on life. But I would never go out into the dating world again. I would find another form of appeasement for whatever gratification I'm looking for, whether that's eating a steak or drinking a beer or just sitting around in peace and quiet and just listening to the nothing. Whatever it would be. But how do you approach a woman? Hi. First of all, I don't even know what to say because I don't want to assume your gender. I also want to ask you for your number, and I don't want to assume that you're single and offend you that way. I also don't want you to go ahead and look you anywhere on your body, because I don't want to offend you in that I'm looking and checking out your body, because I'm certainly not. I also don't want to buy you a drink, because I'm not assuming that you need drinks in order to go ahead and keep your self-esteem up, or go ahead and somehow be inebriated in order to talk to a man because you don't have the self-confidence, because I know you do, because you're a woman and you're independent. But I also don't want to pretend that you're not strong and don't rely on other people outside of that. Would you like to go ahead and go back to my place and get a large pizza and fuck each other's brains out? What, you don't like pizza? How in the hell do you talk to a woman today? How do you go to a bar and have a conversation if it's not someone like you, or it's not someone like Amber, or somebody else who is fairly level-headed? As a guy, as our boy who is going to go into this world, how does he have a conversation?
I don't know.
Amber, what about you? How does a boy, young age, young man, go have a conversation with a woman and form a relationship today?
I think that It's challenging because, you know, especially if he's going around college girls that have been indoctrinated by all the liberal women and
Yeah.
men as professors, it'd be harder. So I'd say stick to the church, man. The best bet you would have is find a girl in the church that would have the same moral compass as you. I
Yes.
think that your closest best choice to do. Otherwise, I don't know, you're gonna just have to it'd be one of those like you're gonna just keep trying until you find someone that's level head like Olivia and me.
It's so
That is
hard.
actually a woman and is okay to be a woman and is fine with being a
Yeah.
woman.
It's hard enough anyway, you know? I mean, because like a woman, correct me if I'm wrong, a woman takes practice at this, right? So she's hit on at a fairly early age by boys her age, right? So Olivia, you said the first time you were hit on was like 13, and that was from an adult, which is gross. But boys at school, she was working at what? A convenience mart?
I was 17, but yeah, a Mexican asked me to marry him.
Okay.
Because he wanted to stay in the country. Yeah.
God, talk about foreshadowing, huh?
Yeah.
So, Anonymous, thank you for the donation of $20. So, but you were hit on by 16-year-olds and 14-year-olds when you were the same age in high school and stuff, yeah? Okay. So you had a lot of practice at it, but boys, we don't have that. We didn't have that experience. So like when we went to the prom and we had to ask you to dance, I mean, that was like suffering a conniption fit for a lot of us, the anxiety that we would feel and getting that rejection. Now, can you imagine? I mean, the guys out there, can you possibly imagine any of that scenario that I was joking around about? If you say the wrong thing and you're like, so I was just wondering if you and your friend would love to go out and hang out with my buddy and I, and he's over here, and maybe you want to ask your friend if she wants to come. You're like, what? He's like, ask if they want to come. Why are you misgendering her? Why are you? And you're just like, oh my, forget it. You know what? I'm just gonna leave. I don't understand.
That's what you have to do at that point because you already know that's going to be misery for you. And I do feel bad for men in your generation, our generation, right? Because we were trained that from TV that men don't have hearts, that they're cold, and they don't have feelings. And so girls were nasty in rejections. They weren't nice about it. They didn't say, oh, they didn't take it as a I did. But, you know, a lot of girls didn't take it as a compliment. My husband tells me stories of what it was like in high school, you know, trying to ask a girl out. And I think he said he went through 100 no's before he got to a single yes. And he said, talk about, you know, low self-esteem. You know, you think like, man, 100 no's before you get a yes. And the girls were not nice about the no's. So yeah, I felt for you guys.
How did he approach you? Did you approach him? You strike me as a person who would approach him. Ashley Haugen, I think. Haugen.
Yeah.
Imagine how much all these women that support Lindsay would hate her if she did the same exact thing to a dog or their own kid or their own kids.
Ashley, bingo right there.
Ashley crushed it with $20. I should pay her $20. But yeah, I ask that question a lot on these threads because I'm engaging with these women all the time. And my first question is, what if it was your children? How would you feel about her? What if it was your dog, or what if it was a pet, or what if it was your neighbor's kids? And you know what they say? Oh, I'm not going to engage myself in hypotheticals. Oh, okay, right. But a guy having a baby is acceptable, right? And a fetus is a clump of cells. That's okay. That's not going too far. But you imagining someone murdering someone you love, that's just a bridge too far. Did you approach him, or did he approach you?
So my cousin introduced us. My cousin was best friends with his brother. And we met at a mutual place, like in a group setting. He asked for I can't remember. We exchanged numbers. I got his number. He got my number, something like that. Anyways.
Did he ask you or did you ask him again? I missed it.
Well, I don't remember the number exchange part. Somehow we got numbers. Okay. The exchange of numbers part is fuzzy. It's been like 21 years of marriage.
It's okay. It's okay. Numbers were exchanged.
Yes, numbers were exchanged, and it took a couple weeks. I think he must have given me his number, is what I think happened. Because a couple weeks later, I called him. I was thinking about him. But I called him after going out dancing with my friends, and I was calling him on the way home. And then, because I know he worked at night, I knew it was a deputy and I knew he worked at night. And so by the time I got home, I just passed out and he called me. He called me repeatedly. I guess maybe he thought something was wrong. Nothing was wrong. I was just tired at that point. It was like 2 a.m. or whatever. And so then I called him the next day and we were talking on the phone. Eventually he asked me to go out with him. And he wasn't sure if we were friends yet until I kind of made the move to where he knew we were not just friends.
Okay, so you initiated it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So,
I mean, he asked me out, but then after that, then he knew we weren't friends.
See, the same thing happened with Olivia and I. So I courted her, and she was non-responsive after the duct tape and the roofies. So once I shook her awake, and I thought she might have died, and the paramedics were on their way, and I waved them up. No. So when I approached her, she rejected me. She slept in the same bed with me. She had no problem doing that. But it's because we had some drinks, and I didn't want her walking back to the school, and I was a complete gentleman. I tried to kiss her one time, and she was not having it. And we talked the rest of the night for like 5.5 hours, and then I got up, and I think I took a final that day. And all I could think about was her. So I went back, and I courted her again, and she was in town visiting. And so I had a very small window here to fulfill my 24-hour relationship, because that's all my intent was. Even though I thought she was beautiful, most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, I wasn't in the market for it. And she had a fiance. And I was like, well, my odds aren't looking really good here, and I'm a pig, and I don't know if that's going to happen. So I kept courting her, and it wasn't there. And I was pulling out all the stops. I was doing foot massages. I was doing,
jealousy.
No, jealousy was later. Taking her out. She saw me. 5 guys went and slapped a waitress's ass and then grabbed her in a place they shouldn't have. So I was a bouncer, so I jumped the bar, and I got into a fight with 5 guys and had a pool cue, and I kicked the shit out of all 5 of them. The ambulances came, and then she's there standing in the back of the tow-away wondering what the hell's going on. And of course, I'm trying to get my knuckles cleaned off, and I see her, and she sees me, and it was there. So we went to a movie that night. Nothing happened. Couldn't get her. But then there was a point where I made her jealous, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just make her jealous. And the switch flipped. And I could tell that she was sending the signals, and it was very, very clear. And then that's the night she came home. So do you think that's the way most relationships go, is that the guys come in and try, girls weigh their options and go, maybe, maybe not quite sure. I'm going to see how things go. And then guys are insecure, girls are insecure. Somehow they cross paths again by a phone call or see each other. And then the women go, you now have my permission to move forward with mating rituals, or, courting me, or whatever it would be. Do you think most relationships are like that?
At least in our generation. I don't know about these days, but yeah, I think so.
Okay, so what's it like today then?
I think girls are more forward.
I think you need to ask the teenager.
No, let's get Amber's take on this. So Amber,
I think girls are more forward now, and girls are definitely more sexual now than they were before. Not that they were before, but they're very much like, girls do a lot more than men do these days. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
times have really changed a lot. So I don't know, but I would imagine the girl. I mean, I think girls still want the guy to pursue them, still like get your number, ask him out on a date. But then after that, I think the girl is the more aggressive one in the relationship.
Interesting. Yeah. And I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's easier now. It's easier now, is women are so direct and forward, is that process of give and take and a little rejection and having to work and earn it. It just seems it's given freely now. And I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about even just beginning a conversation that moves into something that would be more intimate than friends.
Yeah.
And you would have to say that that's true, because look at the divorce rate. 51% of marriages fail. I mean, that's insanity. And I understand the institution of marriage is hard, but if there was more of a courting process and And
I think people just jump right in nowadays, and they want the wedding, and it's like girls are like, oh, he paid attention to me, oh yay, and then they hop right in, and a year later they're married, and they didn't spend any time getting to know each other, and after the honeymoon phase ended, they got married before the honeymoon phase ended. And you got to have that end before you take the next step, because you got to really know who that person is.
Oh yeah.
Because majority of the time, women, they don't let the male see them without makeup or not showered and shaved. And, and to be honest,
psycho checks,
you don't let them see you when you haven't brushed your teeth, when you got morning breath, or, and when you don't feel good, you stay away from them. I'm not talking about us.
Now?
Yeah.
Now you're just
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about when you first get together.
Whatever.
And so these guys think that they're getting this perfect girl, and the guys do it too. And it's like all of a sudden you've jumped into marriage, and the true person starts to shine and starts to come out, and they're like, uh-oh, this isn't the person that I married, but it really is. You just never let your true self come out. And I think that's what happens. And I think that's why most marriages fail in the first 5 years, because they're not honest.
Hey, Christina Lopez, remember me?
Honesty.
You want some shit? Huh? You want
women. All right. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. Listen, good conversation. Here is a pronoun letter, just talking about kids' frustration. He gets a letter from the school. And we actually have a school story, which I don't know if we're going to share or not. But this kid is sitting with his dad, and they get a letter. And this is my son and I. This is what we would do if we got this type of letter. Watch this.
You can choose more than...
What do you got there? What is it?
The Oregon Health Authority has sent me a paper asking me about...
No, they didn't send it to you. I printed it out because they're trying to give this to you in your school. And I told them, I called your school today and I said, do not give this to Maxwell. So
well, my father printed this, and it says Oregon Health Authority. Demographics, gender identity, and sexual orientation.
Huh.
What is your gender identity? You can choose more than one.
This kid's 11, by the way.
Okay, you want to read them off?
There's too many.
How many should there be?
Not two. Girl or woman.
Okay.
Boy or man.
Okay, which one do you identify with? Which
I
one
identify
are
as
you?
a man.
Yeah, that's right. It's not necessarily identify, but what are you?
Oh, I'm a boy.
Very good.
A cisgender boy.
Or demi boy.
What the hell is that?
A non-binary. Gender fluid.
No, I don't know.
Gender queer.
Do you know what those are?
I don't want to know.
Okay,
what
good.
These are.
Good answer.
Questioning. Agender or no gender. Show 2020 to 2025 only if I identify as Native American, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so how many are there? Like 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The only thing I'm questioning is my choices of women.
There's more. If any of the following selected cannot select any other response. I am not sure of my gender identity.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
I don't know what this question is asking, or I prefer not to say. Are you transgender?
Then why are
Yes,
you asking?
no.
If it's a voluntary questionnaire, then why are you sending it out? If it's not important, then why are you we know why. We know why. They want to create this, so they choose something and then live with that identity so they can go back to the parents and say, why won't you let me be this person? Why won't you let me be the lesbian one-leg pirate who's Jewish? And I'm going to now repudiate everything you've taught me, whether it's my political beliefs, whether it's religion, whether it's God, whether it's the matriarch and patriarchal system, whatever, Western civilization. And this is how they get them. They get them when they're kids. They plant these ideas in their heads. They make it gender norming, this crap. And then this is where the rebellion starts.
Sixth grade. Sixth grade.
It's ridiculous. Amber, do you have kids?
Yes.
Oh.
How old are they?
13 and 10.
Oh my God.
So you're right. We are 16 and 13. So are they
Yeah.
boys, girls?
I have a girl who's 13.
We don't want to assume. We don't want to assume.
I'm assuming. I'm telling you what it is. I know. I was there. Then you know what, Olivia, me and you could say, you know how people say, well, you need to grow a pair? You and I could say we did. We did grow a pair.
Amen. I've never thought of that. That's great. So you've got a 13-year-old girl and 10-year-old boy?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
our
get
girl
it.
is older.
I get it.
Took us a while, but yes, our girl is older too. So,
all right.
So when you need some pointers when she turns 16, reach out because it's the fun years are coming. Yay! Love teenage girls.
Put that in real quick so we can hit it. $15 coming in by Don Bradley says, I'm sorry. I keep putting this right. Sorry. Don Bradley donated $15. Wish I could do more. Out of work and recovering from surgery. Don, I'm glad
I appreciate
I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you're out of surgery. God bless you. $86 is where we're at. It's weird. I know the dummies will come through. They're seeing all the work that we're doing on the sites, and they always come through.
I think they're all mesmerized by the new site.
I think Amber's kicking ass.
I think everyone should try out that new donate button and see if it works.
Yeah, see, we don't know if it works. We need a beta test.
We need a beta test.
Watch us at thedumbshow.com live. We built an entire live site for you guys to watch the show. It's streaming really well. People are very positive. We've had a few hundred comments. We're suffering a little bit on likes on the rest of it, but honestly, I don't care. I think it's great that you guys are getting the message. Here's just a quick segue. You know what? I'm done with this. I'm old enough to remember when Democrats didn't stand for fill in the blank. Amber, you get to go first. I'm old enough to remember when Democrats didn't stand for... I know. We didn't tell you. We didn't prep you for this.
I don't know. What did they not stand for?
Women playing in men's sport or vice versa.
Didn't stand up for women. Go ahead.
If you go back to campaign trails,
Yep.
they would say they wouldn't stand for illegal immigration. Whether that's really true and really how they felt, I don't know. But on the campaign trail, that's what they would
Good.
say.
No, that's a great one. You could say they didn't stand for the anthem, right? You say you were right. Didn't stand up for women in sports. That's great. Didn't stand up for babies and unborn babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't stand up for lesbians and gays and bisexuals who worked so hard to get at least a modicum of normalcy in their relationships, and then completely desanctified the movement with gender fluid bullshit and two-spirit and all this crazy stuff. But I'm old enough to remember when Democrats didn't stand for Irina Zarutska, who was brutally stabbed 1 year ago today.
Yeah.
Arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail. Stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly.
Check YouTube.
She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America. Came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not
if you remember, I'm sorry I missed that last part, and that's important. But if you remember, President Trump goes, "How do you not stand?" And he looks right at him. How do you not stand? Amber, as a person who, listen, I don't care what color Irina Zarutska. It was a brutal and horrible thing. And the crazy thing is just less than almost like 30, 42 days right after Charlie Kirk, we saw him and what happened to Charlie. And a meme that kills me is Charlie sitting next to Irina, holding her on a kind of a cloudy dystopian style heaven scene where he's holding her in heaven. And that wrecks me every time. She was a beautiful young lady, fled Ukraine, fled war. I don't care if she was black, brown, indifferent, green, believed in God, didn't believe in God. I don't care what her ideology was, but it was just so senseless and violent. Stabbed 3 times. As a person who does this for a living, I know we can kind of get callous because we see things like this all the time from the left. But is this the epitome of them? Is this their moment? Is this the very similar to the Egyptians and the pharaohs, where the Egyptians just went way too far with pushing the slaves just a little bit more than they could be till they got to the breaking point, and then they repudiated and overthrew the pharaohs? Is this when the Democrat Party died? Was it a year ago, or was it long before? I'd like to get your thoughts.
I think it's been dying for some time. I think that it's the frog boiling the pot situation. And you see like a long trail, and maybe FDR is one of those that kind of stand out to me with back in history. And you see the communist movement start taking over. And it might have even been before that, but that's kind of like when I think of history, I think of that first, where the Democrat Party was getting hijacked and the Communism Party was coming in. And I know Ronald Reagan was fighting communism in Hollywood when he was the president of SAG, and then eventually he became president of the United States, and that was still the thing that was very important to him, is defeating communism. And then I think about McCarthyism and how McCarthy was right. There was communism taking over. But when you go to public school, the teachers make fun of him as if he was making something up that wasn't there. Here's the problem. They can cover up the evidence. And so I think that the communism was there. McCarthy was right. And we see it right now. I mean, it's right in our face, the DSA. And it's interesting because I'm seeing the propaganda on social media where smart intellectual people, or people we would perceive as smart, and I'm talking about people with law degrees and people that have teaching degrees and people that in society would regard as, oh, you're intelligent, professionals who would go seek their advice for, they're falling for the propaganda and say, no, we're not socialism. Socialism is this. And I'm thinking, did you not learn in school what communism and socialism is? Because everything you're saying on your little meme is not communism and socialism. And I'm just and you're falling for this. So it's been a long road towards where we are now. So I think they've been hijacked for a very long time, but it's very in your face. You can't hide it now. Before, people would deny it. They're rose-colored glasses, but I think it was always there.
Yeah. It's a really astute and strong point, especially when you're talking, you can see the signs that it's not that the Democratic Party necessarily failed and unveiled. I think they're just comfortable with showing who they are again in this time period. They did it in the 1300s. They did it in 300 AD. They did it. There's very close sinew and lines of delineation in the Bible with socialist belief structure, with nihilism. And it talks about this, and it talks about the separation of objective and moral truth versus subjective reality. And whether you look at Tuskegee, or you look at Manifest Destiny, or the Great Society, or McCarthyism, all of these have one thing in common. It is to overthrow and overtake a belief structure that creates a tribal center around good and evil. And that's the thing that bothers me the most. Lived a year almost for Charlie. Mm-hmm. You remember what it was like? Us sitting right here.
I was at work.
I know, but when you were on the show, we talked about the funeral and Erica Kirk and the memorial, not the funeral, but the memorial. I mean, this was a very long week for us, and we had just started going to church.
Yes.
Your thoughts on this?
Well, I can't believe it's been a year, but it's amazing what's happened in this past year. It's amazing that really, truly, people's true colors have really started to show. It started a little bit with October 7th with the Jewish shock and people starting to go against the Jews and say, but after Charlie died, that's when people kind of went full tilt and really put all their eggs in one basket and really went forward.
Yeah.
And they kind of combined. Now it's kind of a combination of Charlie Kirk and Jews. They're in the same basket, and it's like if you support Jews, you supported Charlie Kirk or vice versa, and then you're the devil and you're evil for that. And there's no separation between the two anymore. And I think this past year, people have just kind of gone insane crazy.
Yeah.
And the Democratic Party has taken a complete wild left turn, and it has changed into something in the last 11 months that doesn't even recognize as a actual party in politics anymore. There's no rhyme or reason to them anymore. There isn't. It honestly, I think it started in, I think it started with Obama and his presidency. His presidency for 8 years, and how he's the one who started the division in the country. And then
I don't think he started division in the country. I think he racially stoked and reignited racial fires in this country. Okay. Yes, I agree with that.
I would agree with that. And then it went into 2016 and TDS. And I think that's when the Democratic Party really started going downhill, because all of a sudden, that's when you lost all knowing of what the Democratic Party stood for. If you asked what they stood for in 2015, they could probably tell you. After 2016, it was, I hate Trump, and we're for anything that Trump is not.
Shit's getting way too complicated for me.
Exactly. We just want
Trump out of office. You want to tell the story, you're going to let me finish.
And that's all the Democratic Party has stood for the last 10 years, is we hate Donald Trump.
Right. Well, and I want to say one other thing, not just racial, but he laid the groundwork for the Muslim invasion in our country.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He laid the groundwork, and he ordered Biden to remove the 96 executive orders that secured our border from 2016. Is one of the first executive actions that he did within the first 72 hours, which allowed 4 million immigrants to cross our border, 4 million ? We don't know the number. So that was Obama, and that's what he did. I love that you guys love the chat. I love that you love the reply, so you guys can talk to each other and it doesn't get confusing. What would be awesome is, it's really rare, but we're not going to hit goal. It's 2 minutes away, and we're getting crushed tonight.
$212, $14.
Can you just tell them a little bit what my last 5 days have looked like?
Pretty much your last 5 days, including the weekend, have been sitting in this office, staring at these computers, working on 2 different programs that are going to help our show run more efficiently and make, honestly, my life easier, being the producer of the show, helping me build something to where it's going to help me keep in touch with our guests and blah, blah, blah. He hasn't spent any time off. Our time off was last night after the show. And since I didn't work today, we came and played a game for a couple of hours until like 12:30 this morning. And that was it. That was our time off.
Because the power was off, and then it finally came back on. The point is this, it's not a guilt trip. It's a point of, we're trying to make things that are better. We got to hit goal. We need some help. We're right there. Let's make it happen. I'm going to show one more video, and then I got to let Amber go, because she's got a family and she's got things that she needs to do. Amber, tell everyone where they can find you, first of all, besides going to ambermayshow.com, or where can they find you over on Rumble and everywhere else, please?
Yeah, ambermayshow.com. Then go to rumble.com/ambermayshow, the Amber May Show, rumble.com/the Amber May Show, X DJ Amber May. I'm on Frank's social, which is vocal, the Faith and Freedom, faithandfreedom.social, pickaxe.com. I'm there under Amber May, so you can find me there. Telegram, the Amber May Show. So I have a lot of socials, and you can find me on a ton of my socials, which you can find on the Amber May Show or on my Rumble page under the show description.
What time does your show come on?
It comes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern.
And usually it ends around 7 on the evening show?
Yes, I have an hour program Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, a 2-hour program.
All right, so you guys need to do me a favor. You need to go see it. We're gonna hope if we're invited, because I don't know if Amber expected me.
I already talked to Olivia.
I didn't know if tonight ruined it, because I'm in rare form. I'm joking around. I'm a little punchy and trying to make funny jokes, but so maybe it's a little over the top. But either way, go follow Amber over on Rumble, and we would love to get over there. Folks, we're sitting at 2:14. Here's the last video. If we can't get some massive donations in here, we're gonna jet and just take the night off. Here is Charlie and going after Hassan Piker. I thought this was great. It's about a minute. We'll come back, and then Amber is going to answered the question of all questions.
Yes.
You give 95% of your money away and go live on a commune.
Do you really think that that's how it works? Do you really think
Why
that's
not?
how it works?
Go live what you preach. Because every single
This is as silly.
You talked uninterrupted for 5 minutes. Hassan, let me finish.
Go ahead. Sorry, you're right.
I live what I practice. I'm a free market capitalist. I employ people. I took a risk. I have my own startup business. Every single day, I practice what I preach. He wants other people to contribute to what he considers to be a good idea, what he considers will make the world a better place. That you have the freedom to go live as a socialist. Go do it, Hassan. What's stopping you?
Okay.
Right.
So here's why this is ridiculous. And the last point. The last point I will make is this. Here's why that conversation is absolutely preposterous. If I gave away the measly earnings that I had and gave away 95% of
How much do you make,
that
Hassan?
wouldn't necessarily even push the needle.
Doesn't matter. That's not the point. You want everyone else to live by their meager means.
Amber, what did we lose when we lost Charlie, besides a great orator and someone who was Debbie Boggs, donated 1776. Let's go. Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Debbie.
it. What did we lose besides a great voice for the conservative movement, Debbie? Or Amber. Debbie, thank you. Amber.
We lost a strong movement that was taking the mountain of education back from the communists. And that's why they had to assassinate him, because he was making a big impact. He was bringing traditional beliefs back, making people feel like you can have a family, especially women. I mean, they've told us that it's either a career or education or family. It's either or. You can't have both. So get rid of family because you don't want it. So he was getting into the hearts and minds, especially the women, telling them, go get married, go have kids, live a Christian life. He was going in there and he was destroying the narrative of the communists, taking back education for traditionalism. That's what he was doing. And that was a big thing that he did. And he was accomplishing that very well. And if he wasn't a threat and if he wasn't doing it well, he would have still been alive today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we lost a voice of young people because he was young enough to where the younger generation in their 20s and teens respected him. He wasn't too old and he could speak their language. He was their generation and he was a huge role model with a high moral compass, and he could talk to people with respect, and he was able to debate and change people's minds. And he was you've said it before, and he probably could have been president at some point.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, I think he was there.
But the Republican Party and the conservative movement definitely lost a huge part when he died, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. 120%. Yeah. There's nothing I can add. I've said as much as I can on Charlie. I think we've failed him. And I'll be honest with you, I'm no longer worried about Charlie Kirk because his legacy is forever emblazoned and carved out on the strongest stone and metal you could possibly fathom. It's here forever. What I do have a problem with are the people who are continuing to try to chip away at it and weather it and dilute what he stood for and change who he was for their own grifting purposes. I can't stand those people. And there's a special place in hell for people like Candace. And if this is the way you treat friends, who needs enemas? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So what a horrible human being. And there's plenty of people. And that's from Hassan Piker, who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death by a mocking prayer and hallelujah song that was focused on Charlie Kirk. Whether it's the left, their signs and putting fingers in their necks. And these people are horrible and they're evil. And this is a fight between good and evil. It's no longer a fight between parties. It's transcended that. Amber, you get the question. I'm going to have to stay on because we can't do $103. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's not you, Amber. Don't take it personal. I think people are.
I think it's a couple things. It's the
week
new
of
site.
school.
I think, yeah.
You think it's a new site?
I think people are like checking out the new site that they're forgetting to donate.
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm not too worried about it. We'll survive. Here is the question, Amber. And you need to make sure that we have a giant question for us too. Does pineapple belong on pizza? You have to play the whole Jeopardy song. You can't answer. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Your choices are yes, non-binary, gender fluid, cisgender, or no. Those are your choices.
Or none of the above.
Or none of the above. I would rather not say. Or slee stack.
Or I don't know.
Or I identify as Papa Smurf. Or Smurfette. Or Gargamoil, for that matter. Yes or no, Amber May. Pizza, pineapple, yes or no?
Yes. I love pineapple pizza. I love it. My husband doesn't. I love it. So
hey man,
it's a bit
want to let you know that sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up.
Not fair that you've got the soundboard.
You gotta shut the fuck up. I don't think you're a bad person. I just don't want to hear you talking anymore. You gotta shut the fuck up.
Oh, Amber,
cool. That's
we
two
love
in a
you.
row.
Two in a row. It's the tides are a turning, folks. We need to get some non-fascists in the house.
We need a better song when somebody chooses pineapple than that.
Oh, here you go.
You make me happy.
Is that better? Is that better for you, folks? Appreciate Amber. Listen, you did a great job. It's really fun to see you here. It's awesome to have you on the show. You are a breath of fresh air. Super funny. Yeah, I think you got most of my jokes and didn't take offense. I hope. But
I didn't take any offense. I think they're funny. Yeah, I think you did fine.
Good sense of humor.
You get as long as you want. Last word. Say whatever you want. Speak your piece, and then we'll have you back on.
I can't wait to be back on. I'm so blessed that you guys invited me on your show. I think you guys are great. I try to pop in whenever I can. So I want to thank you, Olivia, for putting it together, and I want to thank you both for having me on the show. I look forward to it. I think me and Olivia said next Thursday that you guys are coming on. We're going to confirm that. But that'll be fun to have you on my live show on Thursday, since it works out for Olivia really well. So I'm excited about that. I love this friendship we developed, and I think we're on the same page, and I'd say on my show, we all have opinions, and we're not always going to agree 100% of the time. But do you throw away everything just because you may differ on some things? No, because if you did, no one would be married. No one would be best friends. No one would have any kind of relationship. So, just because you might not have the same opinion all the time doesn't mean that you throw everything out, the rest of the relationship out. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with people. The other thing I would say is where you said it, and can I have like 10 minutes, or do I have to go like right now?
No. God, no.
Well,
the floor is yours.
Okay. So you said it's a spiritual good versus evil, and you're 100% right. And so when I was working at the radio station, I was reading the book of Daniel one day, and God told me that the Prince of Persia is over your nation, because it was talking about the Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia is a demonic force. It's a very strong demonic force, and a demon, if you will. And it was Gabriel was fighting with the Prince of Persia in the heavenlies. God dispatched the Gabriel right away to give Daniel the message. And Gabriel was caught up in the heavenly realms for 10 days trying to battle the Prince of Persia so he could deliver this message to Daniel. And so then God had to release Michael, the archangel, to go and let Gabriel deliver the message he had for Daniel. And when I'm reading that, he said to me, the Prince of Persia is over your nation. And when he told me that, I got a sense that the reign of the Prince of Persia is going to come to an end. And that's never left me. It never left me. I've always felt that way. And I also felt a big urge to pray over sexual sin. I've had a big urge to pray for the children. And I've done that consistently ever since I heard the word. But there's more than just that sin, right? But I specifically, the sexual sin, the children, especially that. And I love this administration because he's been going after the children. He's been going after it hardcore, and he's been rescuing so many children. And then The Sound of Freedom came out. I was in the executive producer of The Sound of Freedom came to my show, sought me out to be on my show, and we talked about that. And so God called me back into media, and then he just started opening all kinds of doors for me and meeting people I never should have met. I'm so close. I know so many people that know President Trump. I met Eric Trump one time at the Reawaken America tour. I spoke to him once, but then like my brain fell out of my head because I couldn't believe I was speaking to Eric Trump. So I didn't get to say half of what I wanted to say.
Right.
And I'd love to interview President Trump, and I'm scared if I did that to his son that he comes on my show and I just stare at him. He wouldn't like that interview very much. So whatever, if God opens that door, that'd be great. I met General Flynn. I met Kash Patel. He's been on my show a few times. So like just so many things that happened to me because I said yes to God. And then it goes back to what he told me a long time ago. So I want to give the one thing I love my show, giving my people hope, because things might look, there's a lot of doomers out there say nothing's happening. But I want to give you hope that God told me a long time ago something was going to happen. And I know you haven't had my life experience, but I've had my life experience. And the only thing I could do is share my life experience with you and know that there are things happening. And sometimes it's just, we can't see because God has this big tapestry and he's doing everything on this big tapestry, but we only see a little thread of that big tapestry because our viewpoint, our vantage point is so small. And just the life experience I've had just since 2021 and the people I've met and the rooms he put me in and the people he came in contact with. I mean, now I'm involved in politics here in Arizona. I'm an elected precinct and state committeeman. And that's as far as I want to get with politics because it drives me crazy. There's so many things that should happen and doesn't happen. And so for anyone who runs for office, I don't know how you do it because just a little bit of politics I do, I just want to pull my hair out. So I just want to leave you with that there is a spiritual battle going on. And the Democrat Party is really taken over by the enemy. Everything that I stand for with God, everything that God says is good, that side of the party says it's bad. God says, do not murder, yet they murder their baby. God says this and they do that. And so as you have relationships with family members, and I do too, and they call you every name in the book, or they write really awful things on their social media about our belief system or about our party, I hope that you won't take it super personal, because when the enemy has blinded them, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to unblind them. And the blinding is so strong. It's going to take a movement of the Holy Spirit to really unblind them from the lies, because God says that Satan's the father of lies. And if he is the father of lies, he is so good at lying, and he has deceived a lot of people. And all you can do is just do what God called you to do. And sometimes it's frustrating. And I talk about how when God called me back into this, I wasn't popular. I wasn't making friends with things I was having to say. You know, I wasn't the medical expert, but Dr. Peter McCullough would come on my show and talk, and I'd find different doctors. And it was so funny because my feed, all of a sudden out of nowhere, these people were invading my feed, like Dr. Eric Naputi and Dr. Brian Artist and all these people that I was watching and social media influencers that I was watching. God was going to introduce me to them in person. And I didn't know that. I was just seeing what they were saying about the COVID and this and that. And then one day I meet these people in person. I just couldn't believe it. Now I'm friends with a lot of these individuals that were talking about COVID back then and the truth, but it wasn't popular. My family members that stopped inviting me over. The moms group said I couldn't come and I was no longer welcome. It wasn't a popular opinion. And I go back to what the prophets, not that I'm anywhere close to what the prophets went through, because I am not, but at the humanity side, when God told them to say certain things and they didn't want to say those things because it wasn't going to make them friends, and it was hard things to say, I could relate to that on a small level, because it was hard to say some of those things. It was hard to be rejected over and over again by people that you cared about. But here, you know what, now a lot of this is coming out in mainstream media, things that I was saying back then. And I was saying, it was not my responsibility to make people believe what I'm inspired to say on my show. And I believe that my show is a tool that God uses. And I trust that God puts the people on my show that he wants on. And there's certain people that I wanted on my show. I got very close to Owen Schroyer once coming on my show because we were at the same event, and it didn't happen. And I look back and I'm thinking, well, thank God that didn't happen. I'm glad that didn't happen. And that's
good
a
for
lot
you,
of stories
Amber.
like that. And I'm just like, wow, God really didn't want those people, because what I'm doing, what God called me to do is, yes, background in journalism, went into broadcast media, and then getting in the rooms that I've gotten into. God has a special purpose for my show. It's not to be rich and famous. It's about get the truth and the seed of lies. And I had to tell myself my responsibility is just to say what God wants me to say on the show. It's his responsibility to bring the truth, like to convince people, not my responsibility. And it's hard because sometimes you're like, I know the truth. Why won't you believe me? They can't. Until God reveals it to them, they can't.
That's right.
So that's the 10 minutes I wanted to say. That I just want to encourage people, whoever's in your life right now may not believe you and you might be in a fight with them. Give them, don't fight with them. Try to be kind to them, try to still have a relationship with them because they're blinded, and nothing you're going to say is going to change it, but just try and love on them and just be a person, just be a kind person, even if they don't deserve the kindness, because you just don't know, someday in their journey, they might wake up and find the truth and you would still have that relationship with them. So that's all I got to say is that.
Yeah. Like first of all, you never have to apologize for talking. My job is to keep the show moving. And if I don't have to fill in the gap, I'd rather not. If this is an interview, it works differently. People see me interview people. They do most of the talking. And it's an exchange of ideas. And if I don't feel the pace is good, my job is to keep nip it in the bud or say something crazy that gets everyone sparked. That's my job. But you have carte blanche. You call into the show and say, Matt, I want to get on and I want to have an hour. You've got it. I may not be where you're at. God meets us where we are, and you're in a different place than I am. It doesn't mean I'm not on the same road. It doesn't mean I'm not right behind you and I can see your car. I'm just getting there at a different rate. And I think it's important. I don't even think that people are always blinded. I just think they're in a different place than we are. And it's our job to remember that all of us had to get to a point of consciousness, and all of us had to get to a point of understanding the difference between right and wrong. And there was a time that none of us could conceptualize God, and whether it would be in a fetus-like state, or whether it be in an infantile state, an adolescent state, prepubescent state, whatever it is, or an adult state, we all got to God in a different way, at a different time, in a different place. So I'm with you 120%. I think we have to show some humanity, and it's going to be really hard. And my show is designed to have anyone who wants to disagree or call in to have a very strong intellectual conversation that is going to be really truthful. And if you don't like that, then I'm not your show. If you do, then I'm your show. But thank you. It's been a pleasure, and you always have as much time as you want, of course. Liv, final words?
Yes, thank you very much for coming on, and we will talk tomorrow and figure out and nail down the date of when we will come on your show.
Maybe just Olivia goes. Maybe I don't go. You know,
it's up to either one. The invitations for both. It's up to you guys how you'd like to proceed, but the invitations to both.
I just like to see the sisters do it sometime too. So how about this? I will definitely go, and I want to be there. But I would love for you two just to do it one time. I think that would be awesome. And in fact, you should come on the Don't Unfriend Me show, and you two should just have a show, because I think you two are both extremely passionate, smart, and capable people, and you could do a lot of good for people. You both should do a show sometime, whether it be on yours or you guys run this one. You guys would rock together. I really believe that.
Thanks.
So
I like how you said people, not women. Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't want to assume your gender. I want to say people.
I appreciate that.
I don't want to offend the cisgenders in the audience. So, all right, Amber, we love you, kiddo. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Okay.
Thanks, Amber.
All right. Bye. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show tonight. We may not have hit goal, but it is what it is. Things happen, and we're going to move on. God is good. You guys have been amazing to us, and tonight is just not that night. Steven, I want to say thank you, $21.10. That means the world to us. Thank you so much for donating, $124.86. Owen is Matt's middle name. Yeah, Owen is my middle name, but Owen Schroyer was $5 by Deborah McLaughlin.
Right back.
Donate button works. Thank you for that. Hey, you want to jump off, and I'll just...
No, I'll come back. I just have to pee.
That's wonderful. Owen Schroyer was a cohort of Alex Jones, and when Alex Jones started to I can't play Dolly Parton's music. I will get blacklisted. I'm not going to do it. It's copyright. It's more than a copyright strike. I'm not going to do it. Amber May, I don't think Amber might be on Facebook, but she's on Rumble. You should go follow her over on Rumble. Jen says, I had a period where I questioned God, but I never lost my faith. Yeah, like I didn't doubt that God existed. I just questioned the point of his existence at one point and off the things that I saw in life. And those questions have been answered to me. Yeah, the person is Owen Schroyer. And he, like I said, was on Alex Jones' show. And he jumped ship. And now he's anti-Israel, anti-Jew, conspiracy theory, Candace Owens train. Charlie Kirk was murdered by, everybody but the person who they have. I want to give you guys an update on the site. If you refresh right now, an update just went through. I just patched it. So some of you were experiencing a problem. I ran diagnostics. First of all, good to know. Out of the few hundred messages, we had none fail. No message failed. All messages were sent. All replies were sent. All links were properly done. All likes and thumbs up and hearts have been applied properly. So we had a 100% diagnostics on chat. So that worked out great. Number two, video, we had only one major problem. Downgrading to 480p did take place. 240p, 720, and 1080 all worked. And most of the streams balanced out. There were some lag issues that were coming from connections on your end, but not from the stream itself. So the stream did very well. I'm not going to lose my channel. No. And then when it comes to some people were reporting that it would play an older video. I'm trying to cover Jelly Roll, Don, but we can't. We can't. We have to hit goal. I mean, it's Olivia and I put a lot of hours in, and it's to the point where if we don't hit it, and especially this bad, like this show cost us money to run tonight. So the $300 is to cover the time it takes to write the show, make the show, do all the graphics, do all the things that we do, doing the interviews, doing all that. That's just for the cost of the show. And when we do this, it costs money tonight. Like we're going to lose money, and that's okay. We're not trying to make anyone feel guilty. That's fine. But we do have to have a cutoff. But I'm giving you guys an update on the show. We'll see about covering Jelly Roll tomorrow. As far as the problem with the video kicking over to older videos, and then you had to refresh. So what that was is that there is a live check done where this is rebroadcasting from YouTube. So my software and the programming checks every 40. We got to find out why that's doing that.
Yeah, let's research it as soon as we're done.
Okay, as soon as we're done. So the recording stopped. It's fine. We can get it. I think it's too big. There's something happening. I think I'm going to drop down. I'm going to get some of these cameras out of here. We have too many cameras recording. I think these are all, and it's 80, 90 gigs of data.
I'm thinking these two need to go.
Yeah.
We'll we'll just turn them off.
I'll take care of it. I'm recording separate. I'll take care of it. But the problem is now the podcast isn't going to work. I'll take care of it. Yeah. So it was fluctuating from the live show to a recorded show. Yeah, $5 makes the world go round. Yeah, I know, but yeah. So that's been patched. So instead of every 45 seconds, it checking and making sure the live show is broadcasting, it now is going to fix. As soon as the show goes live, it's not going to check. It's just going to run the YouTube feed until the show goes off, and then it will check 3 times every 45 seconds. And when it has 3 consecutive failures that it's not live, it's going to go and start playing the old ones again, if that makes sense.
Yes, makes perfect sense.
So that should be fixed. Coming soon, there's going to be a donate button at the bottom right here next to the favorite and the bookmark, which will have different increments. And if you've donated before, it will know, and it will say, do you want to donate the same amount again? That way you can just hit it once, and that's it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm also going to implement chat going everywhere else. So you've got YouTube chat coming into it, Facebook. All the chat is going to have all the channels in there. What just happened? We ran out of space on the computer for storage, so it stopped recording. It's really weird.
You got a high compute.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Something's happening. It doesn't matter. You guys, we have done hundreds of hours of coding. And so the computer is just probably overloaded with junk files.
Right.
Anyway, we're going to get out of here. We have to. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. That's it. Good night.
Night, y'all.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leeroy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.